Drew the Bard.
All
we
right.
got Jimmy Duval,
Hey.
our cousin, man.
Shouts out.
My brother, my cousin.
The fam's in the house.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I
Big
mean?
time.
Yep.
Big time.
We're doing it right.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. All right, I'll just get YouTube set up in case we want to look something up.
Oh, I'm always down.
Cool, right on.
All right. So, I feel like a fun thing I've been thinking about. I mean, we've been playing some games over here.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And we've been gaming our whole lives.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, how has the, going from the Nintendo, I always think about this, to, GameCube, PlayStation, all this stuff, to now,
Oh, man.
it's like there's not even multiplayer anymore.
Oh,
you know?
Well, multiplayer, it's all shifted to online. But everybody has an individual console, and the games are designed for that one player to have their own game, and then you get online with just either random people or family or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Now, why do you think that is?
Oh, because
moolah,
yeah,
baby.
exactly.
Right? Come on. If they
Think about it. Back in the day, you could have a Nintendo 64, and one of your friends could have that, and you knew that friend had it, so you wouldn't necessarily
all go
need to
over.
get one.
Okay.
So you'd get maybe a controller, but then you were able to go over to your friend's house, play it. But now they're like, no, screw that. We want everybody to buy their own console, own controller, and then own video games, and then they can connect through online multiplayer, which is cool, but it's just like, it's different than what it used to be.
It makes perfect sense that, because like Nintendo, you can now they make it so you can have 6 players playing on the same console. Like, Nintendo's the only one who's kind of stayed solid.
Oh, really? So
I mean,
even with like the Switch,
Yep.
I guess you're right. The
Like,
Switch, it's still like based on social gaming face to
yeah,
face.
I mean, you still have to buy the controllers and shit, but that's a much smaller purchase than buying a whole new fucking console. And
they do
a
online
game
as well.
They do online individual stuff too. They're more. I think Nintendo is more. They are more just hardcore, like to the core, gaming oriented.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they care about video games and video games only.
I see.
And almost for the people, too, because they don't even charge as much for the online. Like, you can pay like $24 for a whole year of online Nintendo play. So it's like, when Xbox would make you pay $60 for a year. So it's like, even at that point, they're just like, no, we'll give it to you for $25 or whatever. So
Yeah.
Do you think, because of these new video game systems, other than Nintendo, we're breeding a generation of inverts? Like introverts.
Yeah,
My bad, inverts.
No, I got totally of inverts. Yeah. No, it is. It's totally true, because it's like, it was one of the big, like, because you got me to finally get an Xbox, because it wasn't like a thing where I could come over and we could just play together.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I could just buy a controller and then we just play together every time I come over to your house, because we were doing that, but we'd have to take turns. We'd take turns playing games because it's all individual based.
Yep.
You can't like sign 2 players in.
Which it kind of ruins everything, because like that was one of the biggest, most fun things that you could do was play a console with your buddies.
Yeah,
and
with
like
your buds.
just sit down with like 4 controllers and play Mario Kart to Super Smash Brothers to any
like
of
Super
those,
Smash Bros. Was
Oh my
like
God.
the thing.
That's so
dude. Like,
fun.
that was, if people came over and somebody had a any Nintendo product, you had to have Smash Bros.
Oh, you
that's
had
what
to, or
everybody
you don't have a
wanted to play.
Nintendo.
Exactly.
Literally,
Yeah.
if you don't have,
Exactly, yep.
if you don't have Kart and Smash Bros,
Yeah.
you don't even have a Nintendo. It's
Oh.
funny because my friend's mom, like, we were playing it recently on GameCube, and she's like, even though you guys are 26 now, when you were 8, I've never heard you guys be louder than you're playing this game. You're just like, ah! Ah! No, come on, brother,
banana peel.
I wonder.
You son of a bitch!
I wonder-
Triple red shelled me.
Yeah, when you get the red shell.
Now you're a parent at home and your kid's like alone in his room, like, fuck, what? And you're just like, is Johnny okay in there?
Johnny's okay, dude.
Oh,
Like,
totally.
is he talking to himself? I hope he's not. I see where it's a headset, but we're just getting worried about him.
Well, and the worst part is
We
it's
just
so
hope
like
he has a
you
good
have no
outlet.
idea who you're talking to. So it's not just like you could be paired with a 10-year-old, with a 45-year-old, and a fucking 20-year-old, and you're
Yeah.
like, fuck your mother, you fucking piece of
And it's a
shit.
10-year-old,
And the
he's
kid's like,
oh,
I heard those.
and then sometimes you hear like, hey, like you fucking bitch ass.
Oh yeah, then the kids.
And you're like, how old is this? This is a 6-year-old like cussing me out.
Yeah,
Like
the kids are cussing us out.
You know?
Man. Like,
Oh, totally.
Oh my god.
Well, and the thing is from a marketing standpoint, I get it. Like, you want
I get it
everybody to just
completely.
get their own console. But, like, for Halo 5, when they released that, there was no local multiplayer. And that was, the
really?
biggest selling
That
point
was Halo.
for it.
That was
Oh,
Halo.
yeah.
Like, you could get online and play 2 against 2 or whatever, like against your buddies. I think you could even do. You could connect Xboxes and do 8v8.
Oh, yeah, you
know?
could system
Really?
link.
Yeah.
System link them.
Or 4v4s, I mean.
Yeah, but now they took that away, and so that was like one of the biggest things. Like, I get it, they want everybody to have it, but at that point, I was like, I don't even want to have Halo anymore. That's what it stood for. It was like a staple of Xbox. Was like, no, well, throughout all of this online multiplayer, you could still have Halo to go back to and just be like, bam.
Yeah.
And then Halo 5 came out, and you're
Yeah,
so
like,
excited.
no
They
more.
totally
And they
switched.
take it out.
It
So-
was like one of the big, kind of, like they kind of were. Like Halo's one of those games where it's like they were a cornerstone on a lot of shit. Like they were cornerstones for first-person shooters.
You're so right. It was one of the
Multiplayer.
first, like that and Call of Duty were like the first shooter games.
Those two.
So where did all the Battle Royale stuff come from? Out of nowhere. Our whole lives. It's play Call of Duty, 8 versus 8, 10 versus 10, Halo versus first.
Truly,
then boom.
I
Just
think
Battle
truly
Royale.
the origin was PUBG. I think that
Really?
was the origin.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the
So
first
how
one.
long has PUBG been around? Can we get a date on that?
Yeah,
can
let's
we
look
Google
that
that?
up.
Yeah, because
get a
I
Google.
feel like Fortnite was the one that brought it to the front.
That made it.
brought
It made it
popular,
super
yeah.
popular.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about earlier, it's like some of these games are free now. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like you want to just get as many people to play it, not even worrying about having to pay for it.
Yep, but that's where they get you then too, because then the microtransaction comes in, and they know how much that kids and some adults too, but most once you're older, you kind of like don't care. You just want to play the game.
Who is buying skins?
The
Can
kids.
who is purchasing things
dude.
that don't make your player?
our
If you
cousin
sold
Steven.
me more health,
Dude.
if you were like, you can like enter the game and be double as strong, I'd be like, dude, I'm dying all the time. I'm not the best gamer.
Yeah.
So I will buy more health, but just to like have fire on my head?
No.
You know what I mean? But
Our cousin Steven, he does that shit.
really?
But
You'll
here's the
buy-
problem with that though. So like we play this one game called Sea of Thieves, where it's basically you're a pirate like on a ship, and you can roll with like 4 of
Dude,
your
it's
homies
like
on a
Pirates
ship,
of the
dude.
Caribbean, but like,
What?
Not
It's like
even
an
kidding you,
open
dude.
world, dude, like a giant map. You
That
can get
sounds
attacked
sick.
by
You go-
megalodons, you can get attacked by krakens.
Krakens.
dude.
Oh,
And not
shit.
only that, but as you're going, you can see another ship. Like, say it's a small 2-person ship, you can be like, let's go take them down. Like, let's go get some loot from them.
Yeah,
And you
like,
can attack them with
it's like
cannonballs
open world
and
and online with people. It's a pretty cool game. Okay, so
Let's see this.
it says the early access beta program was March 2017.
So this is still very recent.
Pretty
What is
recent.
Fortnite?
Yeah, let's look up Fortnite.
Look up Fortnite.
I think it's got to be
Because
later.
then Call of Duty obviously hopped on the
Oh,
horse. It
yeah.
was like,
That-
woo,
oh yeah, Call of Duty was-
bandwagoning for the
dude,
Battle
they were
Royale.
last on the bandwagon.
And they
too.
had that like first horrible attempt, and then they finally came out with a good one.
Yep,
Where
yep.
everyone was like, "Oh no!" Oh, okay.
Wikipedia. Oh, there it is. Released in 2017.
And so what was PUBG?
We got to get months going here, or it won't even tell us that.
Yeah, let's see. It's all December.
Oh no, December 6, 2018.
Oh.
Or I don't know.
Let's see. Early access was in 2017, and then like the official.
Yeah, so
was
the
like
beta, that's when it was
December
released, though,
2018. So
2018,
then PUBG, their official was the game was also released. Blah blah blah. September 2018. So literally 2 months before.
Interesting. Because
So
I
they
remember.
were all like, it must be an inside thing where they're like, this is what the new thing is going to be.
I bet it has to be something about like computing power and handling that much data of that many people
Totally.
playing together. When we were kids, like they were probably struggling to even get.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
It's
10v10,
V8 going now.
yeah.
Like the amount of fucking, I don't know what you
Yeah.
call it, but
Well, let's see. What is it's called Battle Royale.
Oh, yeah, but about the
look up.
microtransactions, while we're looking this up, in that game Sea of Thieves, one of the main things, like the main reasons to even collect gold, like to get your money in that game to get loot, is to pay for like way cooler skins or like, outfits. So you get like a dope ass pirate outfit, a pirate hat, and a dope like skeleton gun or
But
something
you
like
can
that.
earn it all. You can earn all
You
of
can
it.
earn it.
can
But
earn
you
any and
also
all
have
of
the
it.
option to buy like a little bit doper whole set for your pirate ship, for everything. And then, so like let's say like our cousin did that, and then it's like, Well, now we have the pirate ship, and we all roll in the same pirate ship, so that thing's decked out. We all have decent outfits by now.
Okay.
What do we earn in cash?
what do we even do?
Why do we even want to play? Like, besides just having battles, like
Okay,
Or
very interesting.
the other stuff, like other of the same type of stuff, like different skins. And
I bet you just have like super rich kids that are like, I'll buy every skin. Fuck it. My parents will bitch at me.
Well, that's why they
how
make
much
their
do you
money.
think he spent? I think he said like $40
At
or
least.
something.
What?
Like
Oh, yeah.
$40
Just to look different.
just
Yep.
for all the
Wow.
yeah.
Ugh.
Very interesting.
It's like, dude, that's what we were
And
all
like
working
you get out the
for.
get go, like you're like everyone bought the game and they hop on. You're like, oh, bro, like why do you look so different? He's like, don't worry about it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Oh
Like,
my
oh,
God.
free up second game, bro. I'm out here ready.
Yeah,
like,
like,
I got
dude,
the
this is our
Scumbo,
third
like-
time, playing ever.
It'll
and
be
you've
like
got everything.
It'll be like a gilded ship with like, he's got a pet monkey or something, and you're like, I don't have a pet monkey. And the ship's
And that's when
all
you like, if you're like a little kid, you roll to your parents like, hey, like, can I get $40 to like look like I have a pet
Exactly.
monkey?
You're paying $40 for a fake fucking.
I like if
monkey.
the dad like really knew what he's saying. He's like, does it increase your XP or your HP?
Yeah, I know we're gonna be
But-
parents.
but-
We're gonna be like,
yeah,
wait a minute.
Like,
So you
are
get,
these
like,
just
extra
skins?
perks?
But you know, every parent's like, oh, little kid, he just wants to buy a fucking game. I know
nothing about it. So here's $30. Just throw money at
Our
it.
generation, we're gonna be like, what? Like, let me come look. And like, no, I'm not buying you a pet monkey that does nothing for
Yeah,
this
like, does the
free
monkey
game.
shoot for you? Does
You
it help
got this
you
for free. I already bought you a goddamn Xbox.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, an Xbox. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be
You're
like
so
XYZ.
yeah.
So look, okay, so the first battle royale game looks like
I mean, there's got to be some sort of like one that we've never heard about, probably. You know.
The game's origin is from Minecraft. That shit confuses
What?
me
How
bad.
did that come from? That's not.
so maybe there's just a like you know how they have. You
I
can
thought
make, like,
Minecraft,
custom
you just
games.
build Legos. You
It's
can
like
battle?
Legos, basically.
But it's like if you actually play the story.
Is there
mode-
always a but with Minecraft? Every time I ask what you do, someone's like, but.
Well, that,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
abso-
kinda.
now
You can
absolutely
embed-
because
you
it's
can-
becoming one of those games where you can make your own game within it. You know, like you can just build a whole map. and then-
Gameception.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Oh, God.
Me and my cousin Stephen, we built like a full-on like Wipeout course. Like you remember that show Wipeout? Like we built something like that where it's basically like it's just this obstacle course, like Ninja Warrior type shit, where it's like, all right, now we got like you climb up this little like staircase, and now you've got like little pegs, like tiny little posts that you place across them, and you like jump to each one. Each one gets further each time.
Okay.
There's lava underneath you, like that kills you. It's like crazy.
And there's
like
little,
you can just
you can step on little pads like
So the fun part is building it, then
Yeah.
running
then
through
running it.
the
see
base
who
game is
wins
actually
and-
it's a zombie game. It's like a monster zombie
yeah,
game.
it's like a
What?
survival slash zombie game. Like you just survive
okay.
in the wilderness, cut down trees, and build houses and shit. And then like at night, zombies come out and spiders and shit, and you
And
defend
you
yourself.
have like a gun and shit. You
Well,
can go
no,
hard.
you
it's
get
like
bow and arrows and
bow
like,
and arrows, swords,
swords. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so basically, that's the whole point of mining. You go down to these mines, like you'll start digging at these stones and just
the other
tunnel
thing, you
down.
can
Oh,
just
so you can
literally-
just tunnel down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's eventually you hit bedrock, which is like you can't get past it,
Oh.
but you have to go down.
And
down.
as
Dude, let's
as
see
you
if any
go-
of us can remember this. Wasn't there like a dumb Lego mining game we used to play?
Rock
Oh my
Raiders.
God.
Rock
I have,
Raider!
dude, I have it on here.
What?
He beat it. He just beat
I
it.
just
Wait.
beat it for the first time in my life, like a
Oh
couple months
my
ago.
god! Like I remember, there's green crystals, like
Yeah,
purple
the
crystals.
energy crystals.
You get like the different Lego ships
That-
to drive around in. That
I
shit is
love
fun.
that
Oh,
game.
so
I
good.
love
Right?
that game so much. I
And the
was
lava
so. It's like
monsters.
it still flabbergasts me to this fucking day why they didn't do a sequel or even just like if
Oh,
it doesn't if
shit.
it isn't Rock Raiders, do a new thing of Lego, but the same concept.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, shit. I know that game's stuck in my head for 15
Oh,
fucking
my
years.
God.
you
I
know?
was it was so stuck in my head. I had
just-
to like it's not there. You can even if you bought the CD, our computers don't. They're not made to read those old CD-ROMs.
Really.
Yeah.
So how do you play it? Do you,
So
You have to get like
there's-
an online.
You have to
version.
like you can download it through like this wiki page.
okay, and you don't have to buy it. It's like an ancient
No,
game.
you
You just
just-
have to find it.
Yeah,
you know?
just find it and download the whole what do you call it, the zip file, and then it has instructions of how to get it to work and stuff. And even like it's just not made for our modern computers anymore. Like, they
Interesting.
did
I just
not
have this like
update it.
video image in my head of like the little guys doing their jumping jacks.
Oh my god, the jumping jacks! What are they doing? Like working out?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
they're
then
training
eating their
them.
little sandwiches,
Yes.
triangle sandwiches.
Yeah, the triangle.
Oh, and that pisses you off so bad because you're like, there's a fucking one of those rock monsters attacking your base, and they're like, you turn on the emergency symbol, and they're supposed to go and fight them, but then like if they're hungry, they're sitting there. They're like, dude, you're about to get killed.
It's like, I don't care. It's lunchtime, boss.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so Arma 2 looks like one of the first.
I've never heard of that.
Oh yeah, limited release in May 2009.
Oh
wow. Man. Okay, Arma, I see you.
Yeah.
Open world military simulation.
We get this podcast gets removed because Arma's like, oh, we've had so many lawsuits. Like, we're supposed to be. This is like knowledge that the public's not supposed to know. Like, PUBG already paid him off. Like,
no talking. Or PUBG comes and hits us up like, no, we're the first.
Yeah, they're like, don't ever say Arma again. We'll have a real problem. You know what I mean?
We'll break your Arma.
And then they call Fortnite, and they're like, Fortnite, we just got some kids. They're talking about Arma. They're like, should we send the people to go get them? Like, no. We talked to them. We don't have to go that extreme. Like, send them to Guantanamo Bay.
So I do think it is like there's maybe an add-on about it that is that sort of game. I don't know
maybe
if
it started out like Call of Duty.
130 vehicle variants.
Damn.
Wow. Okay.
It'd be a kind of cool game to see.
What's such a quick clip?
Yeah, let's watch a clip of Arma 2.
Yeah, do some Arma 2 gameplay or something like that.
Watch it look ancient as fuck.
Oh, I bet it might be anything it is.
Ah, okay.
That's actually not bad at all. Let's do multiplayer.
Ooh, right there. Yeah, that one looks good.
Just skip ahead. They're in the plane.
Definitely.
We don't, we know how this goes.
But I think they are dropped out of us.
Wow, that's trippy.
They are dropped out of the sky, dude.
Let's see. Okay, let's watch the beginning.
Oh, this is totally the first one.
Oh, come on.
Oh, this is,
What?
This is it. Damn, shout out to Arma then.
Yeah, dude. And this is good graphics, man.
Yeah,
they have like a big ass world built.
I can't believe we never heard of this one.
I know.
It's kind of cool.
This looks just like how the Call of Duty.
Seriously.
I wonder if they do that though. Like, does Call of Duty just be like, we're gonna pay this off because this was their original idea?
Possibly, man.
Look at that shit.
Look, he already hurt himself.
Oh, the classic old blood.
Oh, you can roll, dude. You can roll.
All right, I like that. This guy seems very confident.
I broke my legs.
I broke my legs.
That's what he said.
Oh, shit. Get him.
Yo, what the fuck?
Oh, is that a teammate? That's a teammate.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so they even had squads?
Dude.
This doesn't look bad at all.
This is like Counter-Strike, but Battle Royale. This looks epic.
Totally.
Where is Counter-Strike? Like, come on, Xbox, motherfucker. Like, just release that shit.
Yeah. I've never even played that game.
I played it, like, on my, one of my best friend's older brother's computers. I remember we played it. And, like, it was just badass.
Actually, I think I do remember watching my friend's dad play Counter-Strike.
Right? It was weird. It's like a computer game more than an Xbox game. So they were on it.
And he was into it, dude. Like, he was into it.
I remember you could like spray paint like very like pornographic posters on the wall, and I was like I was like 10 years old, so I was like, this is enticing. I'm like walking around, there's just like a big pair of tits, and I'm like sitting there just looking at it. I'm like take a mental screenshot.
Yeah,
mental screenshot.
Save that in your mind.
Yeah, exactly. You know, a couple years later, I discovered porn, and then I wasn't excited about Counter-Strike.
Yeah, you're like, fuck those posters.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I say we skip to the end now. I want to see how this ends, you know?
Action, come on. Do something, bud.
Action.
Okay, this might be getting close.
Wow, it actually got a, like, intense...
Like, that does not look bad at all.
You know? Pull out the binoculars? Yeah, what a guy.
Cool.
Oh, and they have a tank.
Okay, yeah. It's kind of cool.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, he's about to lay it down. Put him down. Put him down.
Come on.
Get the rifle out, man. He's got his binoculars. Get your rifle out.
All right, skip forward.
Damn, they're just creeping.
Like, this
on
is the
level.
real deal. This is more realistic than probably any of them, it looks like.
What the fuck? Look at the bullets. You could like actually see it like you're watching one of those like
tracer rounds.
yeah, like it looks like when you watch like military.
Look,
videos.
he just did flares too.
Flares, like somebody was
It must be
shooting a
missile
rocket.
launchers
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
It almost makes you wonder, are we just getting stupider with time? Because this seems like it was harder to play.
And like we're just getting more ADD. Like ADD is being like induced on us.
Oh,
because-
it's like literally programmed into our minds
yeah,
now.
because we like this is they're waiting, dude. Like they're waiting to ambush somebody. They're not like.
Oh, can you look up? I just remembered. There's this really cool
Did
thing
that
about.
just-
Oh, I
Mario.
just skipped. Okay. What's that, Drew?
There's this really cool thing
They've been
about.
behind the rock for 40 minutes.
Yeah, just like sitting there.
They're
just-
like, we can't post.
Jesus Christ, man, this is taking all day.
So, like, apparently, like, the new Mario that came out, either Odyssey or just whatever the newest one is, apparently the 64, like, programming is actually more advanced, technically speaking, than the new one. And, like, and it's really small things, but it's just, like, the littlest things that would make a difference. Like, so, let's say that you were near an edge in Mario 64, like, and you're just like, you know, and you're just playing, and you let your controller sit down for a second, and then Mario does his, like, little... you know, hat flip or something like
yeah,
that,
like just
or
those little,
lays
like-
down to sleep, you know, like it'd just be like
Just
a.
little animations that happen.
Well, they programmed into it that if you were near a wall, that he couldn't just like lean off the side of it. You know what I mean? And like the gravity situation, you know what I mean? Like realism, like. And in 64, they programmed in that, and then like in Mario Odyssey, you could be near an edge, and like Mario could be like sleeping off of like the edge.
That's just being lazy and cheap, man.
Oh
Like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah, I
it's
mean-
cheaper and probably less hard on the system.
And I bet it's like at the point when they released like original Mario World, it's like that shit was so mind blowing and revolutionary. They knew they were coming out with it. They probably spent like 10 times the time, but now that it's probably got so much easier to design these graphics and stuff, that you just kind of brush through it.
Yeah.
you know?
that was one of the like you're saying, mind blowing. It was one of the first open world styles.
Yeah,
where it's
you're
like-
actually right. It
It
really
that
was.
and
Where-
like I think Glover. Like, do you remember Glover?
Oh, Donkey
No.
Kong 64.
Oh,
They-
Donkey
they
Kong
started
64
coming
as
out
well.
with a bunch of them though. When
Yeah,
the
so
That's
it's kind of like
interesting.
this. How the battle royale games are now the new style. It was like those open world games back then were the new style, and
Oh, yeah.
everybody was like Nintendo jumped on it.
So one thing we've learned about Arma, it's not a fast-paced game.
It's very slow
This has
paced.
been 10 minutes of nothing.
No bullet shot. Wait, he scopes up.
Oh, there we go.
Oh!
Alright, he shot a guy from 1,000 yards away with a assault rifle.
Then pulls out the fucking binoculars. He's like, let me
dude.
check on this guy. Like, did I get him? He's like, pull the gat out again.
It's
Let's
been like an hour, 45 minutes.
put this
game.
fucking bitch ass guy down.
If he hits this guy, that'd be amazing.
Is he
He's trying to get him.
is he shooting? Is there a bullet drop?
There's got to be because he's shooting above him.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Maybe he's testing it out.
I like that the binoculars take you so much closer. Like
yeah.
these
Yeah.
days, I'm like, why does there binoculars?
Oh
Like,
yeah. Something to help you out and scope on people.
All right, let's jump a little bit ahead.
Yeah, try to find where this guy literally
Oh,
dies.
I
or
just saw a
something.
bad guy. Or is that his homie? His homie.
I like the sound crawling on the ground.
I know that's all solid. Fucking, that's
Yeah.
like that's solid to this day.
Other than like a little bit of like, you know, more pixels and shit like that, this game is sick.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, like it's a little smooth. You know, like they could nowadays if they like revamped it, it would be a lot more texturized.
But even
Yeah.
look at that running animation. That looks good.
That's not bad. Look at the shadow. Looks nice.
Yeah, even the shadows.
What was going on in 09? Was that Halo 3? That might have been Halo 3 times.
What?
Yeah.
If this was during Halo 3 times, they're doing a good job.
That's
Oh, yeah.
that's pretty. Yeah, that's just pretty realistic.
We were playing Halo 3 last night, and I think what we realized is that
Nobody's playing Halo 3.
nobody's playing Halo 3, and the remaining 500 people online are there for a reason. Because they have
yeah.
been
Damn good.
killing and raping people on Halo
Yeah.
for like now over 10 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I felt very dominated.
Oh, my
very.
God.
we
You
got
know, just like,
dominated.
It wasn't
It
even.
was pathetic.
Yeah, it
we,
was,
Yeah.
we were really in.
I'm sure we could get back into it, but it's like
But it's
one of
like-
those things you have to.
Well, I
just
bet
keep
you a lot
going.
of them are Twitch gamers, you know, because like
yeah.
I even look on
Throwback
Twitch
stuff.
and Halo 3's on there. Like there's people
Oh.
watching it, playing it, and like
I mean, it's a legendary game.
it is.
like,
It's
for
one of the,
sure.
it's like everybody should pay homage to Halo for all this shit. Like for
No,
all the
totally.
first person Halo and Call of Duty.
Yep.
And not only that, but that was like one of the coolest like I'm not sure if there was any really cool space games, like where it was like U.S. Army versus like space, like you're literally like fighting aliens.
Yeah, that is.
It made
from,
you feel
like,
like
the
even
Covenant.
more like proud or whatever. Like,
Yeah, you're like, I'm
killing
protecting
people.
the planet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
well, that's why our mom
invasion.
let us play it because it wasn't killing people.
Oh my god, my mom used to like, I'd go to my best buddy's house and I'd play like James Bond, and I told her about it one day, and she like calls over and is like, this game sounds a little inappropriate with all the guns. I'm like, I remember I had to come home and be like, Mom, you're ruining my goddamn life. You know how embarrassed I am?
trying to hang
I
out
come
with my
over there and my
friends.
brother's like, oh no, like,
We can't play.
my mom told me I'm grounded if I like let you play with me. I'm like, came home, like, she, you know, eventually she was like, oh, you know what? Then just play it. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know,
Oh man, I remember what happened with us.
ruining my life.
Because we were like finally getting into Halo and Call of Duty and stuff like that, even watching Family Guy and stuff, and our parents hated it, or at least our mom did. And then one day our dad came home, Halo 3 just had been released, and he came home and he was just like, oh, what's this I got here? Halo 3, mature, you know, rated M for mature.
yes.
We're like, yes! Like,
Greatest gift ever, dude.
mom's sitting in the corner just like,
No, but she was only okay with it. Like, she would have said no, just flat out, like, nope, not happening, unless it was we're fighting aliens. You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
we got in, we were in the clear because of the aliens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even then, you could kill your teammates and stuff, and like punch
all
all
right,
the
I
Marines.
kind of get now
Oh,
why
I-
this game wasn't popular.
Yeah, this is the
I
most
am starting.
boring
Yeah,
fucking shit ever.
okay. So they had the concept, but their gameplay was slow as a snail.
Yeah,
This
like
map
this is
must be
made for
massive, too.
practicing real life. war.
Yeah, I also appreciate them taking out, newer games like you can't kill your team as easy. Because me, I'm not the best.
Oh,
I
yeah.
get out there, start throwing grenades, I'm kicked. You know, like last night I killed like half our team.
Oh, and one
Oh, yeah.
grenade throw,
Yeah.
dude.
Just like here we
This guy's
go.
a-
I'm
Like
doing my-
three bodies just...
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Let's just see
Okay.
a little bit of action.
I need some action.
Yeah, we need to see some combat here. It looked like in a sec.
I like that people can put in like Tommy, I'm going to die. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, no, like head over here and
Help
help me
me.
out, bro.
Okay.
I didn't tell you that to just let you
Oh
know.
my god, dude, look, this
looks
is
like
when
a
YouTube
revive.
was first like getting big. It says, we remind you that to prevent this from happening, you should never download anything from an untrusted, unknown source. Example, YouTube.
What? Oh my god.
So is this the crew? This must
This
be
must
the
be
crew.
the squad, and then there's a chopper.
Somebody's
like,
busting off shots.
I know. I think it's the helicopter.
I think there's a chopper that's just laying it down. Oh yeah, there's guys across the way. Dude, get into it. Like, it gets boring if you're just gonna like...
Oh,
yeah,
no.
are
There's
you
no
just
reason to just
avoiding
survive
being
doing
shot?
nothing.
Like, kill somebody. Come on.
Do
You're
something.
scoped up, baby.
Oh yeah,
He
shoot
just-
the dead guy.
One bullet. Doesn't want to give away his positioning.
Well, you just didn't shoot
Okay,
him.
we just watched that
Alright,
whole
we just
video.
watched, yeah,
He didn't
absolutely.
do
He didn't
anything.
shit. Look, he just threw a grenade for no reason.
I feel like we're watching the lamest player ever play
know.
Arma. Arma, the video game's like, no, it was epic. Like, everyone was shooting everybody.
Arma.
We're just watching the worst player ever. All right,
I
Arma,
love- I
I give it
love-
a 3 out of 10 from
Yeah,
that video.
for real.
Yeah, that
I'm
video
just
was
being
terrible.
kind.
I see how that was the first one to be made, though, for
But
sure.
it's it just goes to show that these guys were the first concept to be taken from with like PUBG
Yeah.
and stuff. And
Because that's a new wave now.
But that's crazy. It took
Yeah.
after that 4 years until it caught on and like it became what we're like everybody's playing now.
That video's so funny because it like started off with like some gangster rap, like, yeah, we're about to get it, X gonna give it to you, know, like, and then it's like end like 20 minutes of nothing, and then
Nothing.
ends
The guys,
with
like,
the
pushing
hip hop
out.
again, just like, yeah, we're gonna give it to you, gonna give it to you.
Like when you go get
Yeah,
it to
what
them?
happened there?
I've
dude?
been waiting for you to. You want another beer?
Yeah, please, thank you.
Oh my
We might
God.
have to quick hit the garage fridge real quick and refill up 3 more beers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I'll at
Sure.
least take one more for me.
Yeah. Now let's
Oh
see.
my God, the dogs are barking at him. Big
So
pussies.
let's see. Where were we before that?
We were
Talking
just-
Minecraft or something like that. Something
Talking about Minecraft and just we were trying to figure out the first battle royale game. So it was Arma 2 and at least by here's
That's
a
definitely one of the-
highlight reel. I bet you that has cool shit on there, but too late, Arma.
Yeah, for real.
God, that's a big game, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe I never heard of that one when we were growing up. Okay, well let's think. What's probably the best RPG game?
Oh man,
I would probably have to say Skyrim, just because of how late it goes back, and same with Fallout. You're like, man, this shit is just like
the Elder Scrolls, all the Elder Scrolls, their versions of different games. I wish we played more of it when we were younger because I just didn't know about it. Like I thought, my buddy Mike was the first guy who told me. He's like, yeah, dude, there's this new game coming out, and it's going to be open world, and you get, like, bows, and you got magic and swords and shit, and then it's like, well, yeah, but looking back now, it's like, oh, yeah, but there were 3 other games that were just like this right before.
Yeah. But way different, too. Like, I know, like, a couple of them were, like, actually, like, over, like, what do you call it? Like, Halo Arena Wars or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Where it's, like, you're actually third-person perspective. You're not, like, actually...
We got a creeper. Sorry, bro, I was just seeing what's going on.
Just poking in. But, yeah, I think Skyrim probably takes the title for that. I mean, I'm not sure... I know there had to be more, but as popular as it got and stuff... Like,
I mean... Well, that's Bethesda. Concept. It was like Skyrim, Fallout for RPGs. I mean, like we were saying, the first ones were Glover, which was dude. I played that. I actually liked that game on the 64.
Oh yeah, a lot of games. There's Army Man, Glover, Donkey Kong 64, Mario 64. I mean, I don't know if Star Fox wasn't like that.
It wasn't. No, not open. Well, actually, it was open world, but you were in a ship and you were flying around, and it's kind of like Star Wars. It was like the Star Wars games where you're
always on a mission though.
Yeah, and like in a certain enclosed area that you were basically you had a mission and you had to do it. You couldn't just choose. Hey, go on, boys. Damn dogs.
Oh, man.
You just run at the door.
Crazy bastards.
Okay, let's talk about Smash Bros. For a second.
Smash Bros.
Let's go around favorite characters. Who would you play right now?
This is the easiest question ever. I will go last.
Okay.
We got to talk which Smash Bros. for
Let's go.
64.
Oh, no. Let's go Melee.
Okay, Melee. Okay.
Because Melee got very serious.
Well, let's get a list of... I can remember all of them, but... It take me a while. Smash Bros.
Just so you guys know, this is my number 1 video gaming skill.
Smash Bros.
Your best one that you're good at, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Where's the list? We just need a list. Non-playable characters. Why do I give a shit about non-playable characters?
Just go to the images.
I like to play as
images. Oh yeah, an image will show it.
Oh, it's already there.
Here we go.
Right there. Okay, let's see.
So.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Is that? Yeah, that's the full.
Yep.
That's the crew.
Man.
Oh
my gosh.
Okay, I have 2, but I gotta figure out which one's my number 1 favorite.
I'm not even gonna have to look.
You already know.
Oh yeah, I always play as a very specific character.
I played 3 characters in here. I would play.
I don't think that was the question, Ant.
Yep, you got to pick
I know,
one.
But I gotta break it down because it's like I'm tearing out 2 pieces of my heart to
I
just
know.
single out the one guy that was my favorite. Samus is my favorite.
Samus goes crazy.
Yep.
Drew?
Samus is number 1 for me.
Definitely. I already know. If I were to pick it up right now, I would just go for Donkey Kong for sure.
Oh yeah, Drew was Donkey Kong.
Big Donkey Kong fan.
I am not only Marth,
but
I am White Marth, and I put like all Chinese letters, so I go by White Asian Marth.
White Asian Marth.
And I remember like I was at like this party and we had a GameCube there, and one kid was like, "I'm the best at Marth ever," and I'm like. First off, I'm like, that's not going to be said in this house without us throwing out Marth versus Marth.
That's like a challenge saying you're best.
Then he's like trying to be White Marth. I'm like, I'm not going to play.
Oh my god.
If I'm not White Asian Marth. If you beat me, I will never play as White again.
Oh man.
Smash. You put 5 deaths up on the thing. I mean 5 lives. Took that boy 5-1.
Oh,
I had him 5-1. He killed me once, and I finished him off.
Oh man,
come on, man.
See, the thing is, Donkey Kong for me has always been. I loved having the power because, like, you could
charge up. That was my thing with Samus too.
He gets the little smoke over his head. Just bop.
And then literally, you just hit him with the B down, which smashes them into the ground, and then they just pause for a second, but then they bounce up, and then you just release that B. Bam! Out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
That's one of my favorite moves.
Samus. And they did that. They did Samus's move, which was the charge up, like the big ass.
Oh, yeah.
ball.
And then you have the little like.
Yeah, like
when
blink
you have
showing
it.
you that it's ready, and
Yeah.
you just go bam.
The best part
and
about
you
that
can
is
shoot
that
it across
travels,
the map. Yeah, across. They did it with Mewtwo, and it's like, why did you just make a character that copies Samus? Like most of
You
his
are
moves
so right.
are
Like
like a copy
Mewtwo
of
could have done
Samus.
anything. That's not like from Pokemon, but it is. It's like and it sucks.
It's-
Mewtwo,
yeah.
like I stay
yeah.
smacking that fool
No,
around.
he was easy. He was easy.
The hardest players for me to play against are I'd probably have Drew fucked up. I'd crush him with DK.
Oh no.
Samus.
Yeah, I could take pretty much
Samus is
anybody.
hard.
I love
Captain
Samus.
Falcon's hard, and then a good person is Falco's hard. Like when someone's
Falco's
really good with
hard.
believe it
Because
or
his
not.
gun, his laser
Okay.
gun is more powerful than Fox's. It would like
And
knock you back.
yeah, and there's like small other percentage differences in their attack, but apparently I found out the number one player on the planet, and he still tours playing this game to this day, is Falco.
Really?
Like the number one Falco in the world is the best player at this game.
Damn.
Yeah, like if you're really good at Falco, like because I know I'm like Marth all the time. Like you just can't hit him. Like he keeps like right when you're like zoom, he like jumps over you, like and he just
Or the
kicks.
B down block where he's like shunk, and
Oh,
then
like-
as soon as you attack him, he's like choom,
Yeah, he has counters.
like, counters you, dude.
Yep.
I played Roy a lot, so my three were Mario, Samus, and Roy.
Yeah, Roy's like a more powerful Marth. You just
He's
have
like
to like
OP.
catch people and they just like.
Yeah, it's kind of the same as Donkey Kong, where like if you catch him at the right spot, Marth has that like where he just like blasts you and catches you on fire and burns you and shit.
Yep.
The one thing that was good about Donkey Kong 2 was his grappling move. You could grab somebody, and if you
And
push
carry
forward, you could drop them on your back and then take them to the edge and just yonk. My second, probably best character is Kirby.
Kirby,
I could
I was just thinking.
fuck someone up with Kirby. Like,
And you can just sit at the edge and go.
yeah.
And then like my boy I be playing with this all the time just goes jumps down, lets me go, I just
then
go
flies up.
and then just do
Yep.
back up.
Well, that was the best part. Even if you were at a high percentage and someone knocked you out, you were like, okay, I still got a chance.
Yeah,
he was
down.
He was
yeah,
he,
turn into like a fucking rock
Or a
and
lunch
and he had his
box.
B, he had his B up too, so like you could be floating, and even if you didn't make it with the float, you could do B up and he goes yeah, and then like jumps
Yep.
super high in the air.
Because that was a super important part about that. Everybody's B up had a chance to get them back up into the freaking.
I low-key just wish I could like mod Kirby into Call of Duty and then he's just like and they're just like shooting at me and I'm just like dude.
Yeah, just like
Then
jump
you're like,
away.
what the
This guy's
fuck?
floating like Kirby
Yeah.
across the map.
Guys, Kirby
And then just suck him
overall.
up like steal his guns and everything or something like that.
Yeah, that was one good thing about Kirby is like you're saying when you're on the edge, like that's the danger spot to be because if you're low, if you have some damage on you and they hit you, like you're
That's
in
it.
trouble.
If
Like,
you're hanging out on the edge, like that's it.
But with Kirby, like the suck 'em up thing, you could just be like, you could be sitting there baiting them on the edge, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I got this dude," and they throw at you, and he just sucks you up.
Yep. Oh no.
I'm trying to think. My third, probably, if I had to pick, would be. It was Donkey Kong, definitely Kirby next. Kirby was like
Yoshi, you played Yoshi.
Yeah, I could fuck people up with Yoshi because I got good.
Well, she has that fucking spinning egg thing.
Yeah, where he goes back and forth, and you can just keep chopping him. And I got really good because this is what I figured out. Like later on in like playing this game, is that you remember that egg move where you just throw an egg up in the air?
Yeah.
Like I thought that was the weakest move ever. Like until I figured out actually how to use it. You can control it almost like a heat seeker.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, so you can take it if instead of just like clicking B up and then just let it boop, like pop. If you hold the button,
It's like a
you
drone.
can control it. Exactly. You can go like
What?
launch it farther. You can like aim it at the person. So I was like, that
Oh.
changed the game for me with Yoshi. I was like, I can throw an egg and like hit somebody like directly, like, and I know I'm gonna get him like, boom, and it just like knocks him out just a little more.
All right, who are your least favorite characters to play against? Against.
Oh, against?
Yeah.
Well, my least favorite character for sure is because he fucking sucks ass is Ganondorf. Ganondorf sucks ball sack,
Yeah,
dude.
he
He's
sucks.
the worst. If you're
I mean,
good with him, it's all right, but he's still, I think he's
I
just
know
the worst
what. I
player.
know my buddy James Wu, good with Ganondorf. You
Really?
know,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
If you're
and
good-
if you play a hard computer Ganondorf,
But
like,
compared to Captain
good.
Falcon, dude,
No, he's like so
Oh.
much quicker and still strong.
and does
yeah.
the same almost exact moves, but just way better. That's the one good thing about Captain. I played Captain Falcon a couple times, and the best thing about him is all of his B moves. When they connect with you, he latches on and does a double damage. So he'll hit you with that uppercut. like the B
Yeah,
up,
where you, like,
but then
jumps
he
on you.
grabs onto you, and then he like does an
Kicks you off,
explosion
yeah.
and it gets
Yeah.
off of you. So he had like really good double damages with the B moves for some reason.
Yeah.
I hate playing Falco, a good Falco, because
yeah.
I just keep trying to hit him and he's so quick.
And they have if
Even
you shoot
Fox.
anything at them, yeah, they can just be down and they block
Exactly
it. From you. Like,
that.
they just block it. The little
Block.
diamond thing or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
shield.
And then the other thing is a really good Zelda, because
yeah.
and that's like rare. Like when you find someone that's good with Zelda, because they can
It's
turn
almost-
into Sheik.
Oh yeah,
They can
Sheik
like
is fast as
keep
shit.
exactly so fast that like if you're good at not getting hit, like it's not about like you're not gonna kill me quickly.
No.
But I'm just like miss.
She has like decent range stuff and like
when she's got that whip that she can use.
The
So
whip,
she'll,
that
she'll
just,
literally
like,
be
blocks
standing
you.
like this and leave it on the ground, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna whoop this person. They're not even playing right now or something, and then
whip it at you.
and you're just like getting shocked.
and you
You're
get
just like-
frozen. Yeah, you're just like, God damn.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, definitely a good Sheik is like.
Oh,
that's-
and
that's
shouts out
trouble.
to the fucking magic hands. Like,
Oh yeah.
I wish you could like mod and play as that. It's like,
Oh yeah, dude, like
Oh my
flaked.
god, that would be awesome to be the hand.
Oh man. Yeah, I was thinking, the one other person that's a pain in the ass. Well, I mean, it really depends on how you play them. Like, you can be a badass Bowser, you can be a badass
Ness,
Pikachu.
like a good Ness.
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 A
Yeah.
badass Mr.
Oh.
Game & Watch is hard to play.
Oh,
my
that's
God.
actually my
Flipping
second best
pancakes
character.
at
So
you.
annoying. He's
Oh yeah,
so
his
annoying.
fire stick, the match.
Yeah.
stick
Yep.
left.
And then he does like that weird thing where he puts on like a submarine helmet.
Oh.
Like, dink, like
Uppercuts the shit out of you.
He's
Yeah.
definitely the oddest character. He has
He
no
is.
three-dimensional look to him. He's just like completely 2D.
shadow
You gotta
2D.
respect it. You know?
Well,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't even know where he came from. Like he's like,
Oh, he was an original Nintendo game. Like,
it's
he
called,
was,
Really?
what's it
Oh,
called?
yeah.
Mr. Game &
Yeah,
Watch.
it's called Mr. Game & Watch, and it's like the most, or maybe it's not called Mr.
Man's
Game &
got a
Watch,
big
but
nose.
That's his name, I'm pretty sure.
Man's got a very big
Got a
nose.
big old nose.
You know? I mean, no eyes, no ears, just the mouth.
Yeah.
It'd be a pretty intense existence.
Yeah.
Oh, for real.
You know?
Flips pancakes at you.
Trying to pull chicks as Mr. Game & Watch would be tough. You know?
Yeah.
Oh my god. The easiest to kill, Pichu. Like, why do they even put Pichu in the game?
Oh
I
no.
don't know.
The worst character, hands down, is Pichu.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's like, already Pikachu's not that good.
No.
And Pichu is literally just a weaker version. And you get him later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you have to unlock
you're
it.
a kid. You're like waiting to unlock a new character. It's like, remember, it would be like, who new enemy
Yep, and it's like in a
Yeah.
shadow, and you
Yeah,
don't know who it
and
is.
then it's like Pichu, and you
Yeah.
like beat him immediately, and then you try to play with him, and you're like,
Oh.
why did you do this? What about Charizard? Like, I mean, there's so many cooler Pokemon you could have
Oh,
thrown
I
in.
know. Charizard would have been amazing.
Well, and the fucked up part about it is like the original characters from the 64 was Mario, Luigi, Fox, Donkey Kong, Yoshi,
Ness, Ice Climber.
Ness. No, Ice Climbers
Oh, the
wasn't.
goddamn
Kirby
Were they
and
in-
Link. And then and Pikachu. And so then you get into this and you only have Mario, and then you unlock a new guy and it's like Luigi.
Like, same
Like,
shit.
what? It's the exact same.
He's the same guy,
And
except-
same with Pichu.
Or how about Dr. Mario?
Yeah, like, these are
Yeah,
all
Dr.
what
Mario
the
is just like,
fuck?
instead of fireball, it's like pills.
Yeah, it's
Well, yeah,
throwing
but-
little.
Now
This
when you
caused
think
like a
about it-
drug epidemic in the country, Dr. Mario? Like, you're just serving
Dude,
up pills
when
in
you
the
think
game.
about it,
like-
it's literally all of the new characters are copies of the original. So Dr. Mario, Luigi Mario,
Yeah.
they're all the same basically.
Falco Fox.
Falco Fox,
Pichu,
Pikachu, Jigglypuff, Kirby because Jigglypuff does the little
Yeah.
flow
Yeah.
thing.
That's
L-
right.
Link, and then
Young
Link.
That
Marth
makes no
and Roy.
sense.
I mean, Roy. Those were good because
They were
Roy
different,
had a
though. They were-
different. He had different moves.
Yeah, he's
from
like,
Marth.
they're similar, but Roy's so much more powerful and slower than Marth, and Marth's like quick.
Yeah,
Well,
quick,
Marth's a
quick
girl.
moves.
Well, and all their,
Do you know that?
Is
Marth a girl? Really?
You guys didn't know this?
Oh, no.
Marth is a girl.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I was like such a big like Marth fan as a little kid, and I was like, and then someone was like, Marth's a girl, and I was like, okay, that's a hard pill for me to swallow, but I'll swallow it. You know what I mean?
Like, oh, that
I'm
one.
like,
that
you
one hit.
sure about that? They like look it up. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh
Well,
man.
then Young Link is identical to Link. Like,
Yeah.
why put him
nothing.
in?
Nothing but
You're
a
right. I
cartoon
never really
texture.
thought about this. I think
Yeah,
we
cartoon
discovered something important.
That
today.
is. That's
yeah.
really
Ganondorf
important,
is
honestly.
Captain Falcon, but slower and just less useful.
Man.
All right, I think we did good on that game.
Oh, and then
Yeah.
Mewtwo
Yeah,
and
totally.
Samus.
Yep.
Yeah, god damn.
Oh, you're right, Mewtwo and Sam. Wow, I think we really.
They're
we
all,
really
except for Mr. Game & Watch, they're all copies.
fuck playing
of-
as Peach.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Oh my
Peach is
god,
weak.
I've never been tried by Peach. I whoop her every time.
Never.
I've never seen somebody, only when you had to drag your thing to like that corner and then click B and it would like do random. And you'd be like Peach, you're like, oh my.
You're like, all right, I guess I'm gonna be bored.
Yeah, I guess this is gonna suck.
I'm gonna pull out Toad for a second and do nothing.
Yeah, it puts people to sleep if you're
exactly.
lucky. It's like you have to time it perfectly, and it puts them to sleep
worst.
for a second. And then what? Peach are just gonna hit them, and then they wake up, and now they're gonna kick your ass.
That was horrible choice on them.
Oh my god!
I mean, they could have gone a lot of ways. They had a lot of games at that time too. I mean, they could have put it.
That's the thing with Nintendo is like they're working on like 10 things at a time all the time. Like they have this, they have Mario Kart, they have Zelda, they had. Even random shit that people don't even play.
You know what?
Like
the funniest part about Mario Kart is none of the character choices matter whatsoever.
Well, other than your specials.
The weights.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was specials
and the weight classes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so never.
But that was only later. That
in
was
the
only
original
later.
one, like if
it didn't matter at
if you were
all.
like, oh, I'm Donkey Kong, bitch, you're just like
Same
you
as
just like
everybody else.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, it's like skin basically.
I like how they were like Mario Kart Double Dash, like you throw your homie on the back, and then like right away the next game they're like, nah, no more throwing your homie on the back. I'm like, I like that with my homie on the back.
God,
yeah, that was fun.
Well, that was the funnest too, because like Anthony was a better driver than I was, but I was good at item throws and swinging on people.
No,
so
because then you could just like like knock people.
Well,
the
then
fuck
you
out.
could use that even if you're not fighting somebody. You could use it to help you like stay
Drift.
on course and stuff and drift and like if you're about to fall off the edge, you could punch the opposite direction and it would slide you a little bit.
And I got good at that. I can't believe they took that out. That was such a fun cooperative thing to do.
Yeah, but I feel like that's like back to what we were talking about. Like they want to just like remove the co-op benefits from games.
Yeah, remove multiple players playing on the
one
same
console. Yeah, totally.
Even like I think even with the Switch, like you might have to you can play multiplayer, but you have to bring in another Switch.
No, you can't. You can do it.
So you can play 6 players on one Switch.
Like if you
you can't play 6 on one Switch.
That's the new Smash Bros.
Wait,
the new
what?
Smash Bros. Is 6 players.
Yeah, you can do 6 players in a game now. So
that's
it's like,
cool.
That's why Nintendo.
So Nintendo was like, let's
solid.
double down. Like everyone's removing co-op. Let's like throw co-op back in people's faces. Yeah. So I bet parents like that concept.
Oh yeah,
totally.
Because they're like sitting there and their kids just like alone all day on fucking Xbox. They don't know what's going on. They're like, what can I get him that's like gonna make him fucking bring friends over?
Oh, totally.
over,
Well, that's
social.
the thing. I was gonna bring that up because nowadays you only have yourself. So after you get pissed off and you're at the game, you're back. You're just by yourself now. You don't want to go outside usually. But like if it was you and your buddies, you're like, oh fuck this game. Fuck you for beating me.
Yeah.
We're gonna go play some football or something.
Let's go play a real game.
I mean, you don't see kids outside that much anymore. Like when we were kids, like it's almost. I mean, it was probably dangerous to drive back then because it's like, you can just run over a kid like fucking chasing a ball in the street.
Dude.
Now it's like I don't even think I've seen a kid on the streets. Like I even like Lake Tahoe. Like we all know Tahoe, and it's it used to be just like chaos. Yeah. And the other day, I finally saw like 2 kids with bikes walking them up the hill, which already made me ashamed. I'm like, we used to. Pump up that hill.
We would tough it out.
But at least
quicker.
I was like, you're outside. Like, where's the young people these days?
Kids,
but what they have lost is imagination. Like, and that sounds corny as fuck, but I'm serious. I remember every time that I used to come up to Tahoe, I'd be looking at sticks on the ground and being like, what would make a good slingshot? What would make a good bow? What would make a good, like, fake gun? You know what I mean?
A good throwing stick.
Bust out the bazooka with the stick, like,
dude, that's what I'm saying.
Your homies are like, he busted out the bazooka stick.
Yeah, dude.
That was the funnest thing, too, because then Boppy, our grandpa, and your uncle.
Shouts out Boppy.
Shout out to Boppy big time, man. He would
Grizzly
make
Holden.
Grizzly Holden, baby. Dude, he would make us the dopest bow. Like, if he's like, all right, go find me just a good bent stick, like an arrow. You know? We'd just be like, all right, we found like the best one we could. And he'd be like, all right. And just take like fishing line, dude, and just carve around the top, carve around the bottom, like a nice little notch circle. Yep. Then wrap it around, boom, dude. Now go find some straight sticks, and we're gonna carve some fucking arrows, dude.
Exactly.
We go hunting for chipmunks and squirrels and
never
shit.
Never catch anything, but like never even get.
You like
close.
hop up in a tree, you're like taking off in the airplane. 6, 4, 5, 6, heading out.
Yep, exactly. And then, like, at the end of the day, like, we wouldn't catch anything, and then one of us would get all testy and would be like, bink, right into our ass, like, oh, you fucker, you got me
shooting at each
good.
other.
Yeah, exactly.
Slingshots with rocks.
No matter
Yeah.
what you're doing with sticks, it's eventually going to turn into some kind of stick
Yeah,
fight.
you try. Yeah, exactly.
You know?
You turn on each other.
Exactly.
It's so true, though. But nowadays, dude, like, seriously, you don't see that shit, you know? And it's like, that was the funnest thing about going to a friend's house and, like, having a sleepover and, like, hanging out playing fucking 64, GameCube,
Yeah.
Xbox till the fucking break of dawn,
Well,
dude.
then, like, getting bored and, like, having Nerf wars and shit.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
Having
airsoft?
battles.
Christ.
Airsoft battles.
Oh,
dude.
Airsoft. Well, we...
Like, I don't even think kids these days can handle it. It's like, oh, you can hop on Call of Duty, but can you step outside and handle, like, a little plastic BB and you don't hurt that bad?
They fucking
They'd be like,
Oh,
Mom, you know?
Yep.
That, we graduated, though. Like, we went from, like, sticks, bows and arrows and slingshots to Nerf guns, which was like, oh, this is cool. Like, you can
yeah.
shoot something. And then we were like, wait a second. There's actual models of guns with plastic,
plastic
BBs.
that
Like
you
a
don't
gun that
hurt
won't
you that
kill
bad?
my friend and I
Yeah.
can shoot at
You
him?
just blast
Yeah.
each
That's a
other.
dream come true.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
dude.
God.
Oh, that was like we were obsessed with it for years. Like,
I mean, it was so fun. I'd like drive up to your guys' house. I like have my BBs ready, my airsoft thing ready. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
run in, like, let's fucking go!
And
Run
I-
across to the field, like, start at different sides, like,
and we'd get so bummed out when like the batteries would run out and shit.
Oh, yeah.
The electric machine guns.
oh,
man.
exactly.
Oh, yeah, we were-
Nowadays, I bet the batteries would be
Oh,
like, oh, it lasts for
dude.
4 days.
Yeah.
We just like
Yeah,
wouldn't even
if
go
we
to
were-
sleep.
If we were kids now,
Oh
my
my
god,
God.
like with the technology, I bet you
Jesus
the
You like
Christ.
put us in a
so
simulator. We're just all at home playing video games.
good. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. We'd
Yeah.
be just like those kids, just
The
sitting
most-
there on
Yeah.
our asses.
What I loved about Airsoft, too, is like, okay, so like you would get your gun, and then I'm like, oh, I need to get my gun. I'd go to the store, I couldn't get the same color. So like you might have blue BBs, he might have red, and I got green or something. So like, and then you'd shoot him and you'd be like, you didn't get me, you know? You're like, dude, there's green BBs right there.
Like, bro, like I saw the BB jump before. You're like, that was from earlier, bro. Like I was in the same spot, bro. Like, no, you weren't, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
man.
played on the honor system, dude.
No,
Like,
yeah.
Yep, I got hit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you like, that was the thing.
If you
The
got
honor
messed
system
up and you
kicked
knew
in.
it, you couldn't, you know.
Yeah, like if you got hit and you knew it, you felt it, and like
Yeah.
everybody could see you.
You're just like,
yeah,
plugged.
and
like,
then occasionally you like stand up and take another BB, and you're like, what the fuck, bro?
Like, that was-
oh shit, I was hit, bro. I was done, bro. Like, I'm heading in, bro. And he was like, no. And he's like, all right, maybe one more round.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Always
God.
one more round.
Yeah, exactly.
See, my biggest beef was with paintballers. I was like, dude, you guys are so fucking lame.
Thank you.
I
Paintball
cannot even.
sucks.
Dude,
Like,
it's literally like taking like an arena and like having these obstacles mirrored on the other side, and then you're just shooting at each other, just like playing this like fucking like old school like Revolutionary War type shit. Like, all right, everybody, line up.
Yeah, we're just gonna-
Exactly.
Oh, you got
We already
me.
know where each other. We know where everybody is. Like you might have obstacles to hide behind, but I know where you are.
But
and,
they're the
like,
same. It's not like offset. It's not like, okay, well, we have 2 big barriers. They've got 3 medium ones. It's like,
like-
no, it's a mirrored course. And then you're like, no, that's not fun.
and like airsoft, you had to have sauce. Like, you can only get so good of a gun, and it's like you got to like make that win happen. And
Yeah,
paintball, it's
yeah.
like someone comes out there like spent $1,200 on my gun, and
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck? Doop, 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 doop.
you have like a pump shotgun. You're like,
Well, like remember we were talking about my buddy Mike who had the fucking.
Oh my god!
The
So yeah, there were the
electric
kids
machine
like,
gun, dude,
because you
like-
can spend like $100 get a great gun. Then
Yeah.
this motherfucker like would take a whole tank of 5,000 BBs, pull, and he had an M60, like, and that shit was like a leaf blower, like 200 feet per second faster than our guns. Like you just be tucked behind a bush where you normally can't get hit, and just be like.
have some
Straight
cover
through the
fire.
bush, like your toes,
oh,
your face are getting
shit.
hit.
Oh, and it hurt, dude.
Oh, it hurt. I remember the first time he like shot that shit. I was like, nope. What the
Well, remember,
fuck?
yeah, when he first brought it out, we were just like, all right, Mike, like, your gun is too good, so it's you versus all of us, and you have to sit up here on this balcony,
Oh,
and
yeah,
we
like
have to run
sniper
around
battle
and like,
almost.
and I think there was a game we played where like, this side of the house was like, if you got to it, it was home base. Like, if we win
Oh
if
yeah,
all of
you
us
get to
there.
the territory. Yeah.
And then we start on the other side of
It's
the
like Duck
backyard.
Hunt.
Yeah, I was like, yeah,
From
like
Halo.
Duck Hunt, exactly. Like we're just going across the map, and he would just sit there, dude, and he fucking loved it too because he was just sitting there mowing on it.
Oh,
And he was
mowing, lawn mowing us down like
dude,
grass.
It was fun though because like there were times where we did beat him. Like we were just
totally.
All right, I'm laying him down, and then Jimmy runs, and then like
Yeah,
Jimmy made it.
Get
All
right
right
under him like da-da-da-da-da.
Yep. I remember
we'd
that
get right below him, and like we'd be signaling to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
there was a point though where like you figured out you were like, okay, like between 400 and like 500 FPS doesn't hurt, but if you're over 600, we're not gonna like. You're almost at
500 is still fucking hurt.
Dude,
it was more like 300 to 400 was appropriate. Once you hit 5, bro, that shit was like leaving.
Like I had that L96 sniper. Remember that big sniper that was like metal and everything?
Yeah.
Like that thing had like probably 700 FPS on it.
Yeah,
That
but
thing
I can accept it if you're like one shot.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, and you have the bolt action too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're close, that shit hurt. But if you were far away, it was just like a normal shot. But it was just you could hit somebody from way far away.
Yep.
No, totally.
Man, that was the best. I had an MP5K. That was my first one that I got. An
That's
MP5.
right.
Man, it was the
Electric.
best thing. And
I had the tan AK, remember?
AK,
Yep.
yep.
Oh, yeah.
I had a dual
AK.
mag on mine, so I could fill up the one end and then I could fill up the second one too. So it was like literally, it would just fucking like after you're done with the full clip, it would just like automatically switch. I didn't even have to do anything.
What?
Yeah, and it would just load into the other one and.
Because it's literally like a loader for the other clip.
Yep,
It's not
and you
really
just
like.
stuff it, dude, and it just fucking.
You were set up with that.
I remember
guy.
you like shove your finger in there, like, come on, work those BBs down.
Yeah.
Work those BBs down. Top it off a little more, like, work those BBs
Because
down.
it did. Like,
Pack
if
it.
you could
You
get a
wanna
little
pack
extra
it.
more, dude,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that would be the, that would
It
be
could
the
be a difference
contender.
maker. Yeah.
Totally, yeah. The MP5K was great because it was an SMG, so like it wasn't heavy on me, so I could like literally sprint with this fucking thing across and like do a slide into a bush.
Yeah.
Quick, dude.
But if you had like the sniper, you kind of had to like be like, okay, I need to post up somewhere and like be like.
Well, like
holding this
usually,
thing,
if you
like-
had the sniper, like or me, if I had the sniper, I would have to have something else with me, like a little pistol or something.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
got close.
It was just like
Close
too
combat
heavy and
was-
too slow, like crazy.
When you had the bolt
Yeah.
action.
So
you
listen to
literally
all the
put
shit we're
clack,
talking
clack.
about. Fuck you, paintball.
Yeah, fuck
Exactly.
Fuck you, paintball. Like, there's
All
no
the same
having a
model.
different weapon.
Nope.
There's no, like,
No. It's
customizing
all
what
the
you
same
do. It's just
shit.
like, I shoot paintballs out of the
and-
fakest looking fucking
Gun
thing ever with a
ever.
fucking big ball on the
Yeah,
top of
when
it.
you're all like armored up, you have like a vest on that's like you can't even feel if you get hit
Oh,
in the
man.
vest. Like, if you get hit in the arm, you
I-
get welts, but it's like
Yeah.
it was
I
like
But like
love
you
that.
like
That's
some
like
of
a
my
half
fucking
your-
airsoft gun. That shit hurt like a bitch.
oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean
dude, that
too?
shit
Like
hurt. And you come back with welts all over you on your stomach and shit.
I think one of my favorite parts was getting ready because you got to see like who was trying to be tough that day, and they're like, "Fuck it, I don't need my sweatshirt, I don't need my goggles," or like something like you're like, "Okay,
All
like
right, dude.
you're wearing shorts."
Or like,
today?
don't let your mom come
Yeah,
out in the
shorts.
field and catch you without those goggles, bro.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
we
I remember.
finna all
my
hear
God.
it.
We were playing with one of our friends, EJ and Danny and all them.
Oh, yeah.
I remember one time I
They
had
had
my
good wars
sniper
over there.
rifle. Yeah, we had great.
I feel
wars
like
at
if
their
we
house.
paid anybody else, we just fucked them up.
Oh yeah, we were
Like
good.
that shit was competitive, but
was
like
super
a lot of
competitive.
other people would just be like light them up.
Oh,
They're
big
not
time.
ready
Big
for this
time.
situation they're
Oh,
getting
yeah.
into.
Well, this time we played wars all the time with these kids, and one time we were playing, and I think it was right when I was had the sniper rifle and was using it a lot, and we had goggles on, like our ATV goggles and shit, and I was playing against EJ, and I think Drew and EJ were on a team, and then me and Danny was like we switched brothers and
Yeah,
stuff.
so-
And like I just came up, and EJ was like hiding behind they had literally tipped over a table, and they were hiding behind a table and
Yep.
popping up and shooting at us. And EJ pops up, and I go bow and hit him square in the forehead,
Bro,
The biggest
how about this
ever.
story? I walk. Okay, my boy Stuart has a fucking plastic pistol. He has no clip in it. I'm coming over to his house. I walk in his room. He points it straight between my eyes. Fires. He did not know it was actually still had a
Loaded.
baby in it.
Oh.
He hit me right here.
Oh,
I was like, you motherfucker, you almost just blinded me. You're lucky you have like a good shot. Jesus Christ. Like,
oh man.
and he was like, no, I didn't shoot you. I'm like, oh, you didn't shoot me. Then what the fuck just hit me? What is this? Well,
Right
I
here.
just grow a
What is
fucking
this? Yeah.
pimple, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
I was
is
like
wrong?
too young. I'm like, I'm not even hitting fucking puberty yet, you motherfucker. You know?
This is not a pimple. This
Yeah.
is a welt.
Yeah.
Point blank, shoot me in the head.
Oh man, I remember remember one time, this is probably one of the funniest stories, because like me and my buddy Danny, he was one of the brothers of EJ, and he was my age, so we used to hang out and always, airsoft, and he got an AK, and it was like, and he upgraded, he like finally got something that wasn't pump, it was electric.
Oh God, you remember when the homie would come out, you all come out with the autos, he's like, I got the $24 pump shotgun, he's like, it's just like, he's like, just
and
kidding.
It's one BB.
It's just one. Oh, it was not a real shotgun.
Never real. It was just a little.
Hey, that would have been sick if they made shells. A shell-based airsoft gun would have been nuts.
They made grenades later on.
Oh,
they made grenades so you could literally have an airsoft.
We were already getting out of it before.
I know.
When that shit came up. Oh, this thing's
low battery.
Oh, it's done. But we still got that going.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we got the far camera.
Yeah.
But so, dude, I remember we had this one war where we're at Danny's house, and it's like it's a pretty good yard. You got like the front and the backyard connecting, so it was like you could go around. And so me and Danny, for some reason, I'm sure we did like different teams and stuff, but it was now me and Danny, and we have like the electrics,
Yeah.
And like I think we had one, because I had an Uzi, I think was my first one actually that I actually bought, but it was like decent, it was like an Uzi, so it's not like, you don't have a lot to do with it, but you can use it good, but you have to be smart. So we gave him that, and then like Chris had like a pump shotgun. It was Chris and Ian on a team. And so one time I'm going around and like, I'm literally just going like sneak mode, dude. Like I'm just like moving quick.
Oh, the moments you go like real sneak mode, you're like, today I'm gonna fucking crawl for 10 minutes. No one's gonna see me. I'm gonna bust out on them.
Exactly.
Right where they don't think I'm gonna be.
And I had one of those moments. So they were behind this shed. Like we're starting on opposite sides of the house, and they're still sitting there planning their attack, and they're just like they're sitting there.
We're gonna do that.
And the funniest part is this kid Ian at the time had a lisp. So he was like, dude, Chris, I don't think that we're going to be able to take them on. They got so many shots on us. And then I was just like sitting there like laughing. I'm like, I'm going to fuck them up. And just like turn around the corner with my MP5 and just like, I was like, oh God, we quit. Those were the best times though, those airsoft wars, man.
Yeah,
that was the funnest shit ever.
Oh yeah. Oh, and like at Tahoe. Tahoe's just the fucking best, bro.
Well, that was the first time that you showed me airsofting, because like I wasn't into it at all. I don't think we were.
Yeah.
No, my boy Stuart got me into it, because I remember it was like he got an airsoft gun like young, and he had like a shotgun, one-shot shotgun, and like a pistol. We'd play. My mom was like, "Oh, I hate they are doing this. Like, they're getting militarized at a young age. Like, you're never getting one." And I would just bitch, and she let me get one, and that's probably when I put you guys onto it.
I think the first time what got me into it was I came over to your house, like when we went to your place in the Bay.
because you remember you played in the field.
Yeah, we played in that, like, there's a lot. I don't even know if it's there anymore.
We call it the field. Oh, it's still there.
Yeah, and it was steep, man. Yep. And that shit was fun. That was where I first played, and I was like with the little $24 pump shotgun and the pistol with no clip. Like,
I mean, if you just only had those guns, it'd probably be pretty fun. As long as like one person has like an automatic, it's like
then you have to fun. Then all your friends have to upgrade, because you're like, this isn't fair. We gotta get it.
Or you have to like make it really uneven. Like he's by himself, and we're all going.
Like the mic thing. Yeah. I remember we were in Tahoe when I think maybe Aunt had bought a pump pistol, and then you had a pump shotgun and a pump pistol. So we had 3 for all of us. And we're doing like a free-for-all in the winter time too, by the way. So we have like sweatshirts on and goggles and shit. And like, I just remember I had no idea what I was like getting into, but I was so pumped. Like, this was so cool. And like, I remember you guys gave me the pump shotgun because it was like my first time. You're like, all right, you at least get the shotgun. And then like, I just remember like Jimmy being like across, like on your cabin, like where your deck, where you walk up. And like you were like on that corner, and I'm like behind like that big ass tree, like over like where your parking lot kind of is. And I just remember like looking over, and then like you like aimed the perfect bullet, because it was kind of windy, and it like curved, dude. Like I saw the BB coming, and it like nailed me in the cheek, dude. And I was just like, whoa, like just like, that kind of stuff. Like, this ain't exciting.
Yeah, this ain't fucking Nerf no more, motherfucker.
Oh, exactly. I just remember that like right on my cheek, though, like pink. I was just like, whoa, that was real.
That was exciting.
It was like exhilarating. You're like,
I'm gonna be the selfish one and take this cool looking beer.
Oh, yeah,
that does look like a nice
And I'll
beer.
open it with my teeth for the podcast.
Oh yeah, definitely. There you go.
Good luck. What if we just got our own recording? You pop your tooth, break your tooth.
Dude, remember yesterday your mom almost
God.
caught you.
I'm like leaning over yesterday. I'm like kind of faking like I did get a bottle opener. I'm like, could I just say like Jimbo?
Yep. Oh shit!
And I look up. She's like 4 feet away from me. I'm like, oh man.
Like, sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
I love this shit. It's just so easy.
Oh yeah, could you pass me the Michelob?
Yeah.
Are those twist offs?
Yeah.
This isn't it. This is an intense strange beer.
What is that? That's an IPA for sure. That's Alpha Centauri. Yeah.
What is Alpha Centauri? Can we
Is
look
that
up?
the company?
Can we look up?
Yeah,
What does that even mean?
'Cause I think that's a star.
That's a. Hey, it's either a star or a whole. It must be a solar
Let's take bets.
system.
Let's take bets.
All right.
Okay, what it means? Alpha Centauri.
What is it?
Yeah.
Alpha Centauri means it's a strong.
No, not the beer.
What?
What is Alpha
It's a
Centauri?
strong.
Where did it get its name?
We should have
from?
just let him answer horribly wrong.
Yeah.
He's like, it's a strong IPA
It's a
from Earth.
strong
I'm like,
IPA
it's a star. You're like, it's
Yeah,
a
I
solar
think it is a
system.
star now. Now that you mention it.
I can't even. Yeah, I don't understand.
You're gonna have
the
to guess
question, though.
moon. Just say moon.
I'll say the sun's
All right.
rays.
All right. Oh. Watch me look it up. It's like it's the rays emitted by the sun.
Oh, it's the closest star system
Oh, Ant
to
takes it
Earth's
home.
solar system.
Okay.
So it is, the star is Alpha Centauri.
Wait.
Wait, maybe it's
Alpha
not.
Centauri is the closest star system. That seems like it's the
What
name
the fuck's a
of the whole.
Oh, it's a
Stars.
triple. It's 3
Isn't that
stars.
like a galaxy?
That's what it is. 3
Oh, okay.
stars.
Can we like break down what Alpha Centauri the word means?
Yeah, there's
Does
gotta
it have
be
like a
root meaning.
Greek?
Yeah, right there. That top
Well, like a
star.
centaur, right? Like a centaur
I think so.
is there's like that giant.
Oh, by the way, that just reminds me
nomenclature,
of
let's
the
see.
intro of Death Note.
What did
where
you just say,
Those
Ant?
anime fucking.
I feel like that was a very intelligent thing.
Yeah,
to
wait,
say.
what'd you-
Like in this like
What is
nomenclature.
nomenclature?
Like I think it means like origin of the naming, you know. But usually in Wikipedia they call it etymology, like the origin of the source of it. So it looks like
Okay.
foot of the centaur.
Oh, it is. Okay. So it must be one of those like things they drew back in the day, like they
Yeah,
were,
like
Some
the
astrology.
creatures.
First
that, like,
off, I'm
relate
gonna
to
call
it.
out right now. You're like when you're a kid, you're like they're like that's Orion's belt, and you're like, oh, like, maybe I'm missing it because that shit looks like a fucking 5 dots.
Yeah.
It's 3. It's just 3 dots right in a line.
But the whole Orion, it's like that's his back foot. I'm like, damn, like y'all bros were like drunk when you did this. 'Cause,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like,
you
this
could
is not
fucking
like
give
a
that to
person.
100 different people, and they're gonna be like, "That's a butterfly."
Yeah.
So I like that 3 stars are a centaur's foot because I'm like,
Like, all right.
I'm like, are you sure it wasn't
Okay.
just like a fucking triangle?
Like, couldn't you
You
just
know
say,
what I mean? Like,
yeah, couldn't you just say the big triangle?
I can't imagine any way to put 3 points like, and they're not just like a big ass
Like,
triangle in
yeah,
some way.
Yeah, you can imagine being like the first astronomer to find it and be like, oh, that looks like a foot. Like, what is 3 dots?
Yeah, for real. Can you scoot out? I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. Oh. Oops, sorry.
But yeah, so closest solar system to ours, and it's got 3 stars instead of 1.
Oh, it's a star system, not solar system, or I guess it's closest. What is a
It says
solar?
closest star system and closest planetary system to Earth's solar system.
So okay, we have to get to the bottom. Of
Yeah,
this.
let's see. Okay, so
It's just
planetary system. There we go.
Wait, Alpha Centauri A, B, and C. That's
yeah.
the difference.
So
Okay.
there's 3 stars.
So
A, B,
one
and
of them
C.
has to be closest to us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Proxima Centauri. I think Proxima means close.
A planet around. Okay, I like that. That's science at its best. I mean, you gotta admit when you're wrong. It says in 2012, a planet around Alpha Centauri B was announced. Alpha Centauri B flat.
Yeah.
But in 2015, a new analysis concluded it almost certainly does not exist.
Jesus Christ. Let's see. Hypothetical planets. So, like, we haven't even really... Oh, confirmed planets. Here we go. Only 1 planet's been confirmed for the Alpha Centauri system.
Shouts out to that, though.
Proxima Centauri B. Oh, so that means it's close to
Let's look
Centauri
at
B.
Proxima Centauri B. I want to see what's going on with
Yeah,
that
let's
planet.
see. Exoplanet
Or
orbiting...
Alpha Centauri C flat, or is that C small b? Because I'm getting
Oh,
confused.
I
guess
think it
because
is,
I'm
yeah,
music.
C lowercase b.
CB.
So that must mean... I don't know why B, but it's
Is it
close to Alpha.
exoplanet? Oh, so not only is this is one of those ones where they think it might be like
A
another
habitable
Earth
planet.
we can go to.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's pretty fucking cool.
So what are your guys' thoughts on aliens now that we're talking
Yeah, now we're on space. We're on the space subject.
Oh man, I think after seeing that picture, can you pull up that Hubble?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That really blew my mind. Like honestly, I was like,
That straight out to my head so fucked up that like if you honestly it almost makes it ignorant to say there's no other life.
That's exactly
Because it's
how I
like-
feel about it too. It's like,
Or if it's like anything, you can like, I guess at best say it's 50-50 odds, but you can't say like we're the only thing for sure. Because
to
like,
imagine that there's
search-
not a
I
different
bet you
type.
NASA has like the most high def.
no, but I'm
yeah.
telling you that Hubble.
Here it is. Looks like this.
No, you need the Hubble one though, because those are
think it was at the
stars. Those
top.
aren't fucking galaxies.
Right there, that top one is it.
Top right.
That one, I think that's the Hubble.
This one?
I think it is. That's the Hubble one. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Cosmic
No, search
snowflake.
Hubble.
Hubble catches cosmic. What is that?
Snowflakes. That's just like could be dust.
Okay,
and-
search Hubble
Galaxy.
telescope galaxies.
oh yeah.
I'll know it. Just go to Google Images.
Yeah,
You'll
it's
see.
like a famous photo. It's
There it
this one.
is, yeah. So, like, in this fucking picture, it looks like everything, you're looking at the sky as stars. No! It's taking a picture. Okay, the story behind this picture is that, okay, I'll give you my brief understanding of Hubble. Can you look up on the side note, is it Edward Hubble? Is that his
Yeah.
name? Okay, so Edward Hubble was one of the first astronomers that was, like, figuring out that the universe was actually moving away from the center of it by changing color of lights of some of these galaxies. That if they're moving away from us,
Hubble, that's what it is.
okay, they get more red, and if they're moving closer to us based on where we are, they get more blue.
Oh shit.
So
Yeah,
after
he
that,
was the first one that said it's not
Yeah.
contracting or slowing down. It's
he said
speeding up.
he said it's expanding.
It's expanding.
But he did not. They was later we found out it's actually accelerating.
Oh, okay.
Right? From what I believe. So, they've been launched the Hubble telescope. It probably cost billions of dollars to make. I can only imagine.
God.
And when they get it up there to take a picture, it's blurry.
Oh.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, yeah, they fucked up the lens.
And it took 3 years of manned space missions, not robots, sending men up there that had to hop out and like unscrew this lens, put in a new mirror into it, lens, everything, and then they start taking pictures of things, like, because it can, it's the only telescope that floats around our planet, so it doesn't have to look through gas. Right?
Oh, yep.
So
not blocked
then
by
they're
any.
taking pictures of things they want to look at. And one day someone goes, let's take a picture of the darkest spot in the sky we could find.
Yeah, nothing
Technically where nothing is.
Yeah.
And this is the fucking picture that comes out.
This,
Is that when you look past all the
Galaxy,
stars in our galaxy,
Can you make that bigger?
I think so. It might take me to the website that it's from.
There we go.
oh yeah, I like that. That those are all fucking galaxies, not stars. Each one of these spinning discs has million to a billion stars that all might have planets. So just in that picture, like, and this is a fraction of the sky.
It's like,
So it's like you're taking that.
It's like a grain
and
of
in
sand.
that one grain of sand, there has to be thousands of galaxies there.
Oh
Each of
my
those one's
God.
1,000 times a fucking billion.
Yeah.
That's how many just stars there are, and then planets, they might have 10 of those.
Yeah.
So it's like 1,000 times a billion times 10.
Well, and then inside the galaxies are all sun systems, like star
Every
systems.
one. Those are
that
just,
have- that
that's a
could have planetary
circulation
systems.
of gas balls. Gas balls are stars, and matter balls, which are planets, orbit those little bullshit matter balls that are moons.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like,
You
and
know,
I mean,
And
we
it's-
haven't even accounted for all of the ones. I mean, not even in our solar system, the planets in our solar system, let alone in our galaxy. Our galaxy.
just our
we haven't
galaxy
accounted
is
for.
so much more than we can think about right now, or even
Yeah.
try to account for. And then
Yeah.
you see this, and you're like, your nuts should
Now
shrivel
there's,
up.
now
Like,
there's
it's
billions
like-
more for us to now catalog.
So
that
like,
we're not even
and the
close.
crazy thing is, then you have time. So you're not only thinking, does life exist right now? Because if somehow it's so rare that life's happening right now that we are the only one, what about over the last billions of years?
Yeah.
Because there could have been another how many lives in those times, and there's probably a ton of life going on right now.
Oh,
so
I
it's
know.
like,
Well, and then you're watching, like, especially from this far away, you're watching the history of all of these solar systems.
Oh
Some of
my
these are
God.
dead already. Some of these solar systems, these galaxies are dead.
because you're literally looking into a sky of, even some of them are ghosts. That's what you're saying. They're dead.
Like, we're just watching the light travel to us from a dead galaxy, something that's already died.
And like every
and it
piece
just
of
takes
light
that
you're
long
seeing
to
is
get to us.
coming from a different distance. So it's like that thing might have taken 5 million years to get here, and the other thing might have taken a billion.
Like
You
one
know?
of these little tiny dots here could be 1,000 times bigger than one of these giant discs.
That's
but
a trip.
it's that much further away. It just looks like that.
Yeah, it just looks smaller.
Well, then I guarantee.
And then to say, you know what? We're the only ones.
Yeah, this is only us.
What?
Like, dude.
How could you, dude?
Like what Bruno said in that show, your God is too small.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he said, like when that was at a time we thought the sun orbited us, and we had like 3 things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you couldn't even see the big gas giant planets at that time and then he was killed by the church. 15 years later, Galileo makes the telescope,
And he's like,
no,
he was right.
Oh no, bro, I was 100% right. And they're like, shuts up, Bruno.
They imprisoned Galileo for it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, it's like that Family Guy so funny. It says it's like 1,000 AD is nowadays, not BC. BC is before Christ, right? Yeah. So he's like 1,000 AD without Christianity, and we're in like there's like flying cars and shit.
Yeah,
because it's like if they hadn't killed all the scientists, it's so hard to like
everything
pass on information. You know,
that's the funniest ideas that these guys were in prison for their ideas that actually ended up being correct.
They were just true.
So
it was just true. It wasn't like they're trying to sway people or anything. They were just trying to tell what they knew.
So here's my weird theory about religion I've come up with recently. So I grew up my whole life being like, religion is the dumbest fucking thing in the world. There are 6,900 religions on the planet, which means that if you had 6,900 people all trying to tell you they were right,
yeah,
doesn't that kind of prove that all of them are pretty confused about what the fuck's going on?
Fucking
So,
well, especially when they're not the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. They're all different, right? But it's a way to explain things that at that time, like imagine 2,000 years ago you see lightning hit. You're like, what? Like, give him fuck. And if Ant walked up to me and he's like, shh, Jim, calm down.
It's God's will.
It's God's will. And I'm like, God's will. And you're like, God's will, man. You don't know about God's will. You dumbass motherfucker. I'm like,
you don't know about God.
You're like,
bro?
what? You're just looking at lightning, thinking it's craziness, bro. And I'm like, that's literally what I'm doing. Yeah, it's like craziness. So,
or like an earthquake. Imagine explaining that.
Would we have ever gotten to science without religion? That's my question. That's so weird.
Because
without religion,
came from religious.
Yeah, and religion, like without religion, like a bullshit book that brought people together, would we have ever gotten together, or would it be like how you imagine a post-apocalyptic world? Would that just be us forever without religion?
That's how it was. Yeah, like
you know, like
the beginning.
Literally,
was
like without any information on anything, you need something to get you on the fucking same page.
Oh,
right?
Sure.
Like something, even if it's bullshit. Like, say we had like 20 people in the backyard. Right? And this is 2,000 years ago. And they're like starting to get like hyped up, cause problems. And we're in this room and we're like, how can we deal with these motherfuckers? You're like if we can get them to work together, we could survive.
Well, and it's like
we tell out a pamphlet, we start writing the Bible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is what something more powerful than you.
Yeah.
And kind of like what you're saying. Like, let's say that we were 3 scientists and we knew definitely more than those 20 people in our backyard. And we figured out what earthquakes actually were. It was tectonic plates crushing over each other, making this movement of Earth that is, insane. But these 20 people didn't know about it, and then you're like, how are we going to control these people? Let's tell them that the fucking Earth shakes because God's angry.
That you guys aren't working together.
This guy in the sky is like watching over
sun.
us.
I think one of the first things they worshipped was the sun.
Oh, I bet. I mean, it used to be like that. There was a God for the fucking sky, God for the goddamn sun. Like,
and it makes sense because you couldn't like look at it. You couldn't directly look at it. It's like you can't really know what it is.
It's a bright white ball that rotates around you throughout the day. Can you imagine how weird that is before you understood what a sun was?
Yeah,
you're like, I'd believe anything. Yeah, just to feel like I was on solid ground and not so goddamn confused like an idiot.
Totally. Yeah.
So that's why I get it. I'm like, okay, and I used to say that, like the Seth MacFarlane episode, that without religion, science would have been prolific. Yeah, but I think that might have been wrong because without religion, to at least get us working together, and then and the crazy thing is, it's almost like I bet it started as a lie, and then it goes so far that people almost do believe it, it's true, and then it just takes almost the true understanding of things as you have colleges start forming, people start studying, looking at things, taking down numbers, noticing things aren't working. It's almost scientific method. You know what I mean? And then eventually they're just now the universe is bigger than what we thought religion was. You know what I mean?
It had to become such a big. If it's a lie, it had to become such a big lie that it meant more than just stupid stories. Like Carl Jung is a
because you couldn't control people with just stupid stories. It has to be you have to buy that shit.
Yeah. Well, like Carl Jung was one of the first guys to start mapping out like archetypes of people. Like he figured out that like there are different stories or sort of embodiments that people are living out, and they seem to tend to be like certain categories of this type of person, this type, like they call it like the warrior, the hero, the savior. And he took a lot of that, it used a lot of like his beginning studies and stuff were from researching holy books like the Bible and Quran and stuff, like
to like categorize people,
to learn how, and that, but he was like, that's what this Bible and all these religious texts became, was they're trying to tell the story, like an archetypal story of the human
almost
experience.
Of society, like the society experience, how we mingle together, like who we become, how we serve this community. Because you need your warriors, your heroes, your farmers, your nobles, your
like different
scholars,
types of people that you could run into.
Because they're just warriors. It's fucking, you can't get anywhere.
Yeah, and it's like, that makes a lot of sense. Like, that makes a lot of sense, but that means you can't take it literally. Oh, that means you cannot take it literally.
Yeah, you're very right.
You have to read deeper into it and have some, really think about it on a more global scale, because it's like, why if God, like, it's, people have argued it 1,000 times already. If God created everybody, then, like, homosexuality, any of those weird things, even adultery, it's like, he created you in his image. If that's literally taken,
then there would be nothing wrong. But things do go wrong.
We're supposed to do these things we're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very interesting.
If he's perfect, if he created everybody in his image, then it's like, then we're doing exactly what he might do.
And that's why everyone asks, like, why do people die young? Why does all this shit happen?
Yeah,
because obviously it's not. Yeah, like it's God's will. I thought God made us perfect, and it's like, I don't know one perfect person.
It's like
why are we all a bunch of degenerates if you look at us that way?
Well,
Jesus
we're all
Christ,
trying
the best
to be
people
perfect. And I don't know. It's like it becomes too convoluted if you take it literally, because it's like you can poke. That's where the holes get poked.
Yeah,
because then they try to like hide these things that we truly do desire as humans, but they think it's bad. But it's like, it's not bad. Like,
it just is. It just is. Some things are bad.
Sex.
You don't like
to
things.
Do
you do like things. Like, bad things can happen.
It's like, I don't want to just have sex missionary position, because life would suck.
It would be horrible.
You know what I mean? We could start that way, but where are we going?
That's a warm up.
Yeah, exactly.
And I
finish from the back. Finish strong. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I guarantee if you.
I wish I had the self-control to just start from the back and just like look at my clock and say, "Oh, it's been 20 minutes and I've just been no."
I got to get creative with this. Shit. This is boring.
I guarantee if one priest we were able to get like a stripper, like some sort of like out here in Nevada, like
drop him
get him in a brothel, dude, at like the Bunny Ranch, and it's just like, just write him reverse cowgirl and doggy style, and let's see what he's got to say. He just like comes out just like a whole new man.
Yeah.
He's like,
well, like, see, that's the crazy shit about like the Catholic Church, because in a lot of those priest heads, they're the most. Oh, this thing's battery's dying. We're over an hour. We're like an hour and 20.
All right.
Okay. So we're back to that one again, but that's all good. But like, so I bet you anything with the Catholic priests and all of their like fucking raping of kids and shit. Like, I bet you anything, they actually do start out some of the most devout Christian Catholic type of dudes who are literally like living it. Like, they're like, no, I'm taking
I'm not gonna fuck. But like, that shit ends up, it's like a parasite in your body. That natural sexual energy that would develop naturally if you just suppress it.
Well, and then
it's like a fucking firework.
And
boom, I want to fuck 5-year-olds.
Yep.
What?
And it's like, for whatever reason, you think that you can do it in secret. Like, if you believed that God was watching you, like, you couldn't even have sex with women. What in the fuck happens where you're just like, well, I can secretly fuck little boys.
You're like, well, the thing is that when I get around a woman, God kind of peeks his eye at me like, wait a second there, buddy. Yeah. If I'm hanging out with a kid, God's like, oh, I don't need to watch him.
Exactly.
He turns his head the other way.
This is so wholesome.
And then it's so sick. It's like, if I'm hanging out with a kid girl, you might keep an eye on me, but
he's
a
like,
kid boy.
Hey, that's a woman.
You never would think anything.
That's a future woman. I'm watching you. That's a future woman.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, it's just a kid and a adult. Nah, look away.
Like, a man and a boy. There's too wholesome for me to even watch.
Oh man.
You have to worry about.
Well, and the worst part about it is like we grew up like we were actually born into what is it, Catholicism, excuse me, and like. Growing up, like I didn't like our parents weren't hardcore in any sort of the manner. They didn't even go to church really, but just by planting that little seed, like I was like as a kid,
God was watching you.
Exactly. So as a kid, like
That's interesting. You feel like you're being watched
for sure. And then when I talked to shout out to Boppy.
Oh God! Don't bring that up to Boppy,
dude.
He's just like
he laid it on me flat like a fucking egg, dude. He was just like crack. That's the shit right there. And, like, and I was sitting there and like. I just remember
it's like that helps a lot. I can't even beat my dick without getting convicted.
Yeah, I'm getting.
You're like trying to beat off at like 12 or 13. You're like, is God watching my?
Oh,
wiener?
totally.
Yeah.
Well, you
And like how close do his binoculars go? Like, is he like he knows I'm beating off from afar, or is he like
is he just
does he have an
watching me
under
from above?
camera of my nuts?
Exactly.
And
Yeah. Like,
wiener?
is he got a camera above me,
And then
or
like
I'm hunched over
and
like
then
this?
I come to
and he's
Heaven's
like,
Gates, and he's like,
I don't know
let me
what
play
he's
you a
doing.
video real quick. You're like, oh my God, is that me?
Yeah,
he's
you're
like,
like- it's like
he's
the
like, wait
worst
till I
camera
zoom
shot.
in even more. You're like. And he's like, and here's where you
Like,
bust.
here's-
You're like, oh my
no.
Yeah,
God.
like one of these, like a 360 camera.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, and we've got all of it.
Yeah.
And so, like, once you break that, though, like, I finally remember my
So how
brain,
old
like,
were you
cracked.
when you break that? Like,
Probably, like, 12 or 13.
Yeah, that's
like,
about
I was
the
finally
age.
getting conscious and stuff, and, like, even started questioning
stuff.
shit.
Yeah, like just asking
and
questions.
then I probably asked him something about it, and he told me, the one thing I remember he told me, he was like, at least for, like, the religious side of, like, believing in the books and stuff and believing what's written, he's like, all right, man. He's like, let me tell you a story. There was once this plain-colored lion, and it was running through the Sahara. And all of a sudden, it started to rain. And it was raining bad. There was thunder, and there was lightning, and there was hail falling from the, clouds and stuff. And it started getting real wet and mucky out there. And as he's running down a hill, and he slips, and he falls, and he falls over, and he gets on himself.
classic tumble.
Classic
You know
tumble.
what I mean?
Falls to
Just
the ground.
rolling down.
And he
like,
gets 24 spots, and he keeps going, and he
Jesus
gets
Christ,
up, and he
he's
runs off.
rolling. I like
He's
it.
rolling down the hill, and he gets down, and he goes, and he finally gets out of the rain, and he finds the most beautiful plain of grass, and is able to eat that grass and live and go on forever.
Bad
but
bitch
every
lion or
time
something.
that people saw him, they thought it wasn't a lion because of the spots that he had, and so he turned into a jaguar. Now, after all that, repeat me the fucking story and tell me exactly how many spots that sucker had and what happened.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, there was this lion, and there was, like,
And
mud and rain, and you spot it, and he fell, and he's like,
fool.
that's religion right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you had 36 spots.
Yeah, exactly.
One was right on his butthole.
Exactly, dude. And right there, like, it, like, cracked an egg in my mind. I was just like,
You're like,
whoa.
God, stories
Like,
do get fucked up really
Yeah,
quick.
interesting.
dude.
Well, and then think about like that's how it started. Was people like shamans or like old what they there's a name for them, like storytellers in tribes that literally just told the stories
Bards.
of animals. Bards,
Oh,
and, I mean
totally.
all that kind of shit, where they just told stories of what happened in these times before us.
Yep.
And then so there's where it could get convoluted, no problem. But then we get writing, and we start writing it all down, and it becomes
when does the
powerful.
whiteout markers come?
Seriously.
Because that's the truth. Because like you trust writing, but it's like Jesus didn't write the fucking Bible.
He didn't write a goddamn.
And I heard it was written like 300 years after, and it's like, you wasn't even watching this man. If it was really his best buddy, like, all right, like Brent, that was Jesus' best buddy. They went everywhere together, bro. And like,
Yeah.
Brent was a scholar.
Well,
Brent was good at writing, bro. He was an academic, bro.
his-
He wrote this shit as he saw it. I'd be
Yeah.
like,
That was his.
that's
That was
cool.
like his 12 disciples, who all supposedly wrote their versions of like how they experienced Jesus and stuff. They're like, the
What if it's-
comedian had a joke about it. He's like,
I was about to say
he's like,
something horrible.
like John was like,
Experiencing Jesus as a man and a woman.
yeah,
Continue.
exactly,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Well, and John was like, no, Jesus was my homie, dude. And then like Ezekiel was like, no, dude, he was my homie.
He's
He
like,
was
we would
my
get
man."
together, bro, and we'd talk about you, John. And like, he'd be like, this motherfucking John's suspect, bro.
Totally, dude. And like that's the crazy thing. Like there's even like speculation that the idea of Jesus was a woman. You know, like that
Shit, why the fuck not? That shit is,
Well, there were scriptures written from women that were about Jesus that were just completely...
What if Jesus was super hot?
Oh, yeah.
We all believe it. She's just like,
my God.
Oh, my God.
Bank like a big woompty, and you're just like, I believe.
I'll believe anything she wants me to
like,
believe.
The Christian church watches us, and they're like,
why
the fuck did we make Jesus a man? Like the whole world
That
would
is
still
really-
be Christian. Guys are just like,
That's a good
I love
point.
big tits and ass. Like Rick and Morty's like, I like big tits and ass, so I believe in Jesus forever.
Oh,
It'd
man.
be very convincing for me.
Oh, man.
I was just gonna
You're
say
like,
that.
look at this picture of Jesus. I'm like, fuck.
Like, damn, I like Jesus though.
Jesus is hot.
Yeah, Jesus is hot. That should be the name of this podcast.
That'll be the name. We'll name it
Jesus is hot.
Big old titties, dude. Big old jiggly ass.
Big
Yeah.
old Jesus titties.
It's just like, like, has like, you know what I mean? You're like, is that real? Or did Jesus get an ass job and a tit job? He's like, all natural, baby. And then Dr. Miami comments like, nah, bro, you was in here like 2 weeks ago.
Dr. Miami, yeah. Like some fucking, oh my God. Like, yeah, in the back in the day, they still had like some, not plastic surgery, but they could just stuff shit in their
Man.
heads.
But I remember after that when like literally like my egg was cracked on that shit, and I was just like, oh,
Humpty Dumpty.
there cannot be exactly Humpty Dumpty fell off of my
Like
fucking
you were just
brain.
on
yeah.
a small wall as an egg, and I just came in.
Exactly.
And you
It was
just
like,
fucking, oh, fuck.
And I was
That
just
would
like,
suck.
oh man,
Anyway.
but everything, I just remember like the silence of the universe. Like I just remember listening, and I was just like,
That's crazy.
Nobody's watching me. Definitely
Wow.
nobody's watching me. And I could just hear everything that was silent. Like it was almost just like, it was almost like my brain had created cameras around me.
That's
and then like,
crazy,
dude,
bro.
I'm telling you.
Was it a freeing moment?
Oh, for sure. I remember hearing silence so loudly, if that makes any sense. Like, I remember just being like...
Like you all were alone before, like, alone as a word was watched. That's
Exactly.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
And I remember that moment, because I was just like... It wasn't... I think it might have been, like, the nights after when he told me those things, and I was just like... Oh, and it just, like, hit me, like, this silence. I could hear every fucking thing that... Or not everything. All silence.
nothing, yeah.
You know what I mean? All of nothing. And it was just,
Yeah.
like, the
That's
quietest moment
crazy.
ever.
Yeah.
And that's when I, like, became, like, smartened up on just, like, all that shit.
Well, and remember, we first started talking about like how you're like if there was a world with no religion, like it wouldn't have
Yeah,
been.
that's
problem.
crazy. Yeah, so it's like, do you have to... Because I grew up as, like, my parents had both given up religion way past them. Like, even my dad wasn't even raised on religion. So he was like, that shit is dumb as shit. That's the first thing I remember, like... You know, like, what is Christianity? It's like a bunch of bullshit.
bullshit.
Like, you ever seen your dog take a shit in the yard? Like, would you eat it? And you won't swallow Christianity. And that was like I was like so atheist. I was like, you die, you become molecules, you fucking, you know what I mean? And then like, and I'm like, I grew up in fucking, you know, around Berkeley, California, Oakland, California, El Cerrito, if you know where that is, but none of you will. So we'll just call it that. So I'm like, and I'd like find out somebody was religious, and I'd be like, you're a fucking idiot. And I'd be like, and then when I went to school in Florida, right, for like a year before I started producing, I remember like I was around like so many more. I know, you know, California's very Democrat, so it's like I'm not only just don't believe in religion, I'm like extremely left wing, like literally. Like, but you kind of realize like the reason they call it left wing and right wing, it's extreme. Like when I started to hear like
want to be
Republicans talk and like laugh at me that were very Christian, and they're like, you're just like, I was like, holy shit, like. You don't want to be so far on one spectrum of thinking that you cannot hear what another side of the line is saying.
Yeah. Well, I was
Because there's
talking-
validity, like, in a sense, right? And I'm like, and then at that point I was like, because I was so Democrat that I realized that sometimes I was just like Democrat for the reason of being it.
Yeah, just
I
because
was
it's the blue
anti-religion,
side.
but because I was taught it as a kid. But if Christianity did exist and it was the actual truth, just because we were taught it as a kid, like, you have to listen to what fucking people say. And now I consider myself more agnostic.
Well, and it's a
We're
form
like,
of conservatism. That's the
Like,
thing.
there could
Like,
be something.
right wing is supposed to be conservative, which is
Yeah.
true, which
Yeah.
is absolutely true. But then left wing is supposed to be liberal. But what I had this thought the other day. I was like, well, really, what it is conservatives are conservative, and they are conservative to a T. So if they can find the conservative side of any issue, it doesn't matter whether it's brand new,
So
old, or
polarized.
whatever, they come to the conservative side. But this is what, especially now, what left-wing or liberalism is. It's selective conservatism. It's so you find it doesn't matter how many numbers. You could find 2, you could find 4, you could find 10, 100 different subjects like birth control or
I love it. So you said
fucking
left
guns.
wing. That's selective conservatism.
selective
That's
conservatism.
genius. I love that.
Because
Keep
it's
explaining.
like it's also, and it's the disguise of thinking liberally. Like you think you're open-minded, but you find you're
you get so far on that left, you're getting closed-minded.
Say
you know
you
what
find
I mean?
10 subjects that you're like, no, we need to be this. You will not concede to the other side. You won't, like, it's the same thing. You're still closing your mind off. You're saying, no, this is the good thing to do.
Anytime you're closing your mind off, you're becoming opinionated.
Yeah.
You're becoming like overly self-confident because like there's still like, you know what I mean? Like whether you're the most anti-religious person or religious person, if you're completely shutting your fucking ears off to anything anyone's telling you,
as soon as you
you're
close it,
polarized. Like you're
closing
not
your mind.
seeing everything.
Like
you know?
because leftism and liberalism is supposed to be kind of synonymous with open-minded. Like you're open to the concepts. Doesn't matter if it's right or left. You're supposed to be open to them. Then you decide for yourself. But now it's become you're open-minded to new things, new subjects, but as soon as they come in,
Whatever
you
you-
decide it, what you feel, and that's it. Or you decide what everybody else on that side feels, and then you're closed off to how the majority of your team feels.
Yeah, and even like when we're looking at like, and the crazy, like even the concept of God, like God, like when you look at this, like, you know, and like what I said earlier when Bruno said like your God is too small, he was pretty much saying your solar system is too small.
Yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
your
And
view
how,
of the entire
and how
universe
like
is too
God,
small.
like or
Whatever
you know,
it
is almost like can become like how do you define that fucking word? Because this shit gets so massive, unbelievable. Like tell me, like I'm gonna call you a liar if you say you can really wrap your head around the fact that in every one of these dots is 1 million to 1 billion stars
That's
that all have 10 to
insane.
so many planets,
And they
it's
might
almost
be
God.
exactly like Earth. They
Yeah.
might be identical.
Or like who knows? Maybe we are the rarest thing that ever happened.
Maybe
You
it's
just
super rare.
You know what I mean? So
but they're all still out there.
Yeah.
They're still there. There's no way of arguing.
No,
that. Like,
totally. And now I consider myself a lot more agnostic, where like I can't, because like even science can't fully explain this.
I am
And
extremely open to the simulation idea.
Oh,
because
this is an interesting one.
I'm
okay.
extremely
I'm gonna take a
open to
leak.
it.
I'm gonna be back in 30
right.
seconds before we dive into this one.
Yeah, this is a
It's
deep
very
one.
Interesting.
Totally.
Yeah, I might have to go after him too. This
Cool.
has been a nice long podcast, man.
Yeah, it's been a good one.
Love it. Let's see exactly how long we got going. We are on an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Not
That's great.
bad.
Not bad at all, man.
I love
going
it. It's
good.
fun.
Totally. It's just fun to express ideas and stuff.
And it's great to, exactly, express yourself.
Oh yeah, I have something funny to point on before we get into it though, because just speaking on the it's just I'll tell you in a second because it'll be funny with all of us too.
Is it about what we were just talking about or something
Yeah,
different?
it's about it's kind of the religion thing and the idea of like grasping what it really is and the reality of the situation kind of deal. But it's funny because it's about Rick and Morty.
Oh,
So-
shit. Rick and Morty's so great, dude. Like,
It's a small, tiny. You already know. I already know you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking. But it's just like it's hilarious.
yeah, I love that show, man. Like, that show, I love Justin Roiland, too. Like, I
Oh,
never even
man.
knew about him until Rick and Morty, and he's been in a lot of stuff. Like, he's helped out a lot of different animated shows.
I wouldn't doubt if he was on Futurama because he's kind of got the same kind of vibe from
Well,
there.
you know, he's on their new one, Disenchantment.
Oh, he is?
He's the
Who
so
is he?
you know in the beginning when so there's the king and Bean and all
Yeah.
the people, but then the two wizard people were like
Sorcero?
Yeah, Sorcero, and then his sister, whatever her name is. that they have the green oracle thing underneath.
Oh,
the thing.
no. You're talking about Rebecca. I go by Rebecca now. Rebecca girl. And then the other... I know
Whatever
you're
that guy,
talking
the guy
about.
with the glasses who
He's
talks like
him?
this. Yeah, that's Justin Roiland,
Oh,
dude.
that's so funny. Okay.
I gotta make sure. I gotta confirm that.
Simulation. I'm just
Okay,
coming back real quick.
It's simulation, but just before that,
Oh
I
yeah,
wanted
Drew
to...
has something funny he has to
So
say
this
about
is-
Rick and Morty.
this-
Love
just-
Justin Roiland. Love Rick and Morty. I
my
worship
God.
that shit. I have
I fucking
still
love that
stickers
show.
on everything Rick and Morty.
Like, this was me when I, when I was telling you about that
t-shirts.
moment where, I heard that sign.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, this thing. So, it's really funny, though, because it's not, an in-depth part of, Rick and Morty. It's just, a little side thing they did. And it's... So, Rick creates a little, tiny little camera robot with, arms.
Oh my
and is
God.
able to,
I
cut
love
The butter guy. Oh,
that was
bot,
me, dude. And I was like... It was like, what is my purpose in life? To
You
cut
pass
butter. Oh my god!
Oh my god! And Rick's like, yeah, join the club, pal.
Yes.
He looks at his little robot arms with the lens. He's like, beep beep.
He's like,
Oh my,
god. Like, he's like, just like
That when I first saw that made me
complete
fucking
conscious
die.
meltdown.
and a
my
little
God.
robot, a little thing.
Oh, so we were
What
talking.
is my purpose?
He is on The Simpsons.
Really?
Oh, wait a minute. No, it's one of the new Simpsons where Rick
Oh, okay.
comes in.
Okay, I was gonna be like,
Gotcha.
no way.
He's still Rick Sanchez.
His first
That'd be
big
so-
vocal character was Lemon Grab.
Yeah, Lemon Grab, dude, on
Who's Lemon
Adventure
Grab?
Time.
This is unacceptable. But 8 octaves higher. He's
So
like
just so
piercing.
crazy, dude. So
Okay.
let's see. I thought he was on Disenchantment as well. Maybe it's the different actor. Let me look up Disenchantment. Because
No, it's not Justin Roiland.
it's not Justin Roiland. It's a guy from.
I just remembered that episode from Rick and Morty where they have to leave their planet for some fucking reason and find a new one. They're like, hey, this looks like a nice planet. And then the sun comes up and it's just like, you're like, this is actually a 48-hour day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the sun's just screaming. They're like, all right, can't stay
I like
here.
the other planet. He's like, oh, this looks really nice. He's like, look, there's flowers on a cob. And he's like, oh, look, these strawberries are on a cob. And then
God.
he looks at her mic and
Everything's
he's
on
like,
a cob.
oh god, everything's on a cob. Even though yeah,
It's like bugs on a cob.
I never got that. I was like,
Like, what's so
yeah,
bad?
let's
What's so
calm
bad?
down. Like,
That could be
They must
cool.
hate corn on the cob.
think of eating ribs on a cob. Oh my god.
God.
Steak on a cob, chicken on a cob.
pork chop.
I think he jumped the gun a little
Oh, dude,
bit.
like
He
you
did,
know?
he did.
candy on a cob?
Bro, it's like, I
anything.
want a piece of candy. No, I want
Candy on a cob? You
just keep spinning it and going.
Yeah.
And then you're full. Bullshit. Grab another one and keep
Dude.
cobbing.
Oh
you
my
know?
god.
Totally.
Would you? Okay, big question. Would you move to a world right now where everything's on a cob?
Oh, for sure.
I
That wouldn't be
def-
too bad, yeah.
I
Like
wouldn't
if it was
mind
just
it.
like this, but it was just everything on a cob,
cob,
like
yeah.
cameras on a cob.
Hot girls on a cob.
Oh my god, dude.
Jesus.
You go to the strip club and it's just like a rotisserie
Girls
of
on a
girls'
cob. And the whole strip club is on a cob, so you just
Oh,
keep
you're
going
just
to other,
munching pussy
other
left and
strip
right.
clubs munching. Just one girl gets horribly mad at you. Just turn it, just push it down slightly.
Yeah,
for
and
the
then
girl on the
you
cob.
get that nice little burnt side, you know? And
How much touch that with a 10-foot ball?
oh, shit.
I'm trying to find the two characters who summon Lucy, Eric Andre's character, the little demon.
Yeah, look up Rebecca. I know one of their names is Rebecca.
Well, let's see. Is Rebecca on
My
here?
itch.
Because she goes I just remember one scene where she's just like, my name's Rebecca now.
Alright, I'll go to a new one. Rebecca,
Disenchantment.
Disenchantment.
Becky.
Oh, Becky.
I think this show is eh.
Oh, dude, you gotta give it a
I
shot.
love it, man. I gave it.
First off, I am overly controlled by IMDb. So if you're a 7 on IMDb, you're anime. If you're 8, you're yes to me. If you're 9, I will masturbate to you. Literally. Death Note,
Oh my
9-4. Don't play. Breaking Bad,
played by
9-6.
Rich Fulcher.
I just got to the point where the girl came into the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, but
Misa Amani.
he's holding her hostage now, and that hurt my feelings for some reason. I was like, I kind of liked her for some reason, even though she was ditzy as
No,
fuck.
yeah, but she just threatens his whole game plan so much.
Who
Shouts
is
out
it?
to Ryuk.
Yeah.
This is Death Note.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, you gotta watch it.
Okay,
It's so good.
simulation.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so
So I'm gonna let
simulation.
you start this one off.
So I'm open to, I mean, Rick and Morty helped me kind of wrap my mind around the idea.
Simulation and a simulate. That was the first episode.
Well, I like that idea.
It's the first episode I ever saw.
I'm thinking of the Teenyverse, like the Miniverse, Teenyverse,
That's crazy
Tinyverse.
that they're actually kind of similar.
They are super
similar.
similar.
You know what I mean?
But it's the idea, and I've read articles about where scientists are trying to, they can do
the multiverse theory.
Yeah, the multiverse, and where you can create your own, like, it's not a simulation necessarily. It's like your own mini little universe. You know, like it's this size in a box, but you, with the right amount of energy and the right, like you can create a black hole, a supermassive black hole.
It's theorized. You can't do this.
No, it's theorized. It's theorized, but it's
like if you had a box and you could create a black hole that would drag matter around it and it would make gas particles come together and matter would orbit them.
Well, however,
eventually you could have life.
Even if it's the size of a building, you know what I mean?
Doesn't matter the size. Because the idea of tinyverse, miniverse, all that shit is it keeps getting smaller than you can imagine.
But then you have an entire infinite universe inside of an enclosed space.
It's almost like when you zoom out far enough, we look like little atoms.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Our planet.
Exactly.
Then,
where it's like,
and they became a battery, basically. So it's like everything that we do creates like some sort of friction electricity or something, and then we produce this certain thing that whoever they is above us is like, we can harness this little energy. They just work for money, and they...
That's the idea of Rick and Morty. Who knows if it's for power? Like, say we are simulated, or we are an artificial universe made by a scientist.
If we are, we'd have to be a form of artificial intelligence almost.
Exactly.
That's thinking about creating artificial intelligence. It's like the Tinyverse theory.
Yep,
they're like laughing at watching us make like Sophia by Hanson robots. They're like, now you're making AI, which will eventually lead to like such a complicated robot that when they're reproducing and they can literally build other ones inside of them, they won't know they're robots.
Well, and
so how can we know?
Whoever, like, say somebody created that, like an infinite universe inside of an enclosed space, like in the Rick and Morty idea. Like, say it's not for power, say it's just for observation, or say there's multiple scientists in their universe creating all these, like a zoo, or like just an experiment.
You discovered how to make a small black hole and you're watching it.
Well, like, why would we do it? I don't think our first inclination for creating a universe would be to harness it for power.
Well, I'm sure that by the time we can do that, power won't even be a problem. No, it's just that, like, once you can create a universe, you watch that motherfucker.
It would be for observation.
You can speed it up and see what happens.
You can understand more about ourselves, our universe. Maybe we are inside of it.
If we're inside of it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And if the people who are watching us laughing at us are also.
Exactly. And so the concept of God in that way is like, well, yeah, it could just be a scientist who had the resources and the ability and the collaboration to create.
It'd be hard to argue, like, is that God? You know what I mean?
I think technically it would be if you consider God as the creator of everything we're in and we are surrounded by and we are, then yeah, that would be if that's what a God is, that is our God. But he could have zero involvement in what we're doing.
I think the best example to like look at it in that aspect is to, like, literally to imagine us like looking at ants on a hill. Like, you know what I mean? Like looking at
it is kind of true that's almost a mini verse. Like, I was looking at ants the other day and I like put my toe by it and like 8 charged out and squirmed around, but they're like, who is this big weird motherfucker? Okay. We can't even explain him.
Like, if they I mean, they do communicate really intricately.
So what if they're thinking like, shouts out to Ant?
Yeah,
you know
shout out. Totally. Shout out to my people. Oh, dude, but
I'm sorry, I've killed them quite a bit in the past, but
I'm not killing them now. Right? Me too. I remember waging wars with large ants. Yeah, just like shoveling dirt, and they'd still dig through, and then pouring water.
So
now I look at them and I'm like, hey, I respect your hustle, bro.
Exactly. On that point, though, imagine as an ant colony, like let's say we could communicate just as we are right now. We'd be like, bro, there was a god that came and poured water, fire, lightning, like,
well, like, seriously,
you'd be like, whoa.
I remember one time in my life, I got a magnifying glass ever, and like went and found one ant, or just like a line of ants, and tried burning them. Like, I actually tried doing
we all have. I tried to roly-poly into a firework once, you know?
Well, but it was like, I did it, and I was just like, you know what? I didn't like that at all.
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't like it either. I remember
and even if you do it 100 times,
I was
it's
acting cool, but then I was like, after I turned the roller play into a firework, I was like, this didn't something.
It didn't
about
feel
this
right.
wasn't right.
Well,
yet we eat fucking steak all day, and that doesn't make me feel wrong. But if I killed a cow, I'd be fucking traumatized by it.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So it's crazy, like
by proxy,
and that's like disassociation. Like, you know, we're literally like the mouths that make people kill things to pour the fucking blood and meat into our mouths.
Yep.
But yet we don't consider ourselves animal killers.
No.
And if like I found out you're like, yo, I just went and killed a fucking bear, I'd be like, I'm really thinking about if I like you anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But then we all go home and eat a bunch of steaks, and then we have chicken with the steaks, and they're like,
oh my god,
pork sausages in the morning.
That's one of the biggest driving points, but behind hunting or fishing, like what you just like once you actually become conscious about it, you start to realize what you're doing is, first of all, it's a natural cycle of life. But other than that, the only opportunity for a lot of these animals, if you're talking about like mass production of fucking chickens and pork, they're gonna live the worst fucking kind of life that you could ever imagine possible. Like you're literally you're talking about enslavement of a pig. Like if you really want to get down to it, you're enslaving pigs. So pigs are breeding within concrete facilities, never touch dirt with their feet.
The minimal amount of area you need to possibly live, like lock you into like your body sized area and throw food down a conveyor belt in front of your fucking mouth.
Down your throat all day, and more than you need because we need more
fatten your ass up.
Yeah, dude. Because we're all like, even people who are in good shape, like we all have excess amount of food and excess
or like excess amount of something on the food pyramid, like because back in the day it like for the reason we love sugars and we love meats and fat is those are the hardest things for us to get.
Yeah.
And then you go pick a fucking cherry or an apple and eat them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And vegetables. Now drive and you pick up apples. You pick up a cut piece of steak, perfectly ready for you, safe and ready to go. Yeah. You didn't have to. I mean, fuck shooting an animal, bro. Like if I went out hunting and you're like, all right, shoot a deer, and I've never been hunting, I would feel fucked up when I shot the deer. And I've eaten 100 cows in my life. Exactly. And then when you gave me the knife and you're like, skin it, gut it, and get it ready, I'd be like, am I literally morbid. Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah, you're like, this is morbid.
You know, like, you're like, cut those fucking ribs in half. Like, I'd be like, oh, God.
Yeah. And then you'll eat a rib steak every day, you know, or a chicken breast. And so
just like,
and my argument is
sliced turkey.
It's like, I don't care if you do that. It's like, but if you're going to be on the both sides and be like, oh, it's wrong for people to hunt animals,
no, I hate
chicken.
Seeing people hunt like fucking rhinos and shit.
Or lions.
But that's like the 1%, bro. That's like
totally.
When you're going at hunters and saying like, you hunt exotic animals
like
and put them down. Like
1%.
Like, I would support saying no to that, but like the 99% of people that are hunting and they're like literally experiencing the actual cycle of death and life and eating, like it could even be like therapeutic.
Like for sure.
Like I wouldn't argue that for most people in society, like to go out and like deer are overpopulated in this country right now. So like kill a deer, take it home, eat it, and understand what you're actually doing when you buy a steak.
Yeah, you're fully connected.
You know what I mean?
And I guarantee 95% of those hunters, I guarantee it, aren't like fucking shooting it and being like getting their rocks off. They're sitting there and they're thinking the same shit that you would think. You're like, damn, I just took this beast's life. But I'm going to take every piece of meat that I can off of this thing and bring it back home for my friends, family, and eat it naturally, dude. Like, you're not talking about,
I bet that's
like,
therapeutic.
it's therapeutic.
You know, and it's like, you don't have to be like Putin fucking has his buddies go hunt with him. They'll kill like a lion, and then he'll be like, you killed it, I'll go sit by it.
I know.
That's not the norm, you know what I mean? That's that's an extremist perspective, you know what I mean?
And and those people should be criticized.
Protect endangered animals, but overpopulated animals, fucking kill them.
But that's not the only thing. It's about the meat too, because these deers actually provide good.
No, not just kill them. You're not gonna hunt them, eat them, turn them into the shit that we run.
You're not gonna hunt a rhino and get a rhino steak. You're not. It's probably not gonna be that good because they're so muscly. And same with lions. They don't have a lot of good. You know what I mean? Like you can get some lean meats off of deers and elks and certain things. Not only, but they're overpopulated, but they have good meat to it, too.
Oh my God, the Sunny in Philadelphia episode where he feeds meat, like they're bitching, and he feeds meat to Charlie and Dee, And they're like, it's the best thing ever. He's like, that's human meat.
Oh.
Wait. So they search the whole episode. They're eating like monkey meat they can find in Chinatown. All these different meats. And eventually he's like, I killed a raccoon. I cut it up and gave it to you. That wasn't human meat, you know? And they're like, oh, God. You know what I mean? Like, it's very
our
interesting.
mom works in a school district where, like, a lot of them are low-income families and shit. And it's out in, like...
Shouts out to
rural.
Christy for doubling the fucking test scores there.
Oh, my
Like,
God,
big
dude.
time.
Like, that shit, when she told me that, I'm like, you're so badass because you are literally shaping the future by doing that. Like, there's going to be so many of those kids that end up doing something special and they wouldn't have it otherwise.
She's
know?
like, I know she likes to play as Maleficent, but that's because what they made
That
her
was
out
just
to be.
that was
But that's the principle. You need to fear your principle.
I
In
know.
other words, like, I love my fucking principle.
she's
Like,
like the
it's like a big
angel of
fuck
life.
you
It's
to
in
the
a-
parents who, like, some of the parents are just assholes out there.
my
But,
God.
like,
Horrible.
even that considered, like, a lot of those families during hunting season, deer season, like, their kids are not going to school because that's what they are hunting so they can
wait,
eat.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So really, that it's like we grew up and we go get our food.
Yeah.
So we don't
Yeah.
buy it from the store. We ain't paying for that.
They-
we paying
yeah,
for bullets.
they get tags
We got
and-
our guns. We got it forever. Oh wow!
They get tags and they go
Booyah.
out
And they stockpile.
They stockpile.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's
Put it
their
in the
thing.
freezer and save it for the year.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Dude, at my house right now, we have at least like 20 deer, antelope,
Like packs.
different
you can
pets,
eat at any
sticks,
time.
big time, duck, everything.
That's fucking
Well,
cool.
and it saves the
Yep.
shit out of your
and
money.
like
It
so
does.
many, and it's not only saves the shit out of your money. It like you're going and buying what other people either pre-hunted by raising them and killing them in
or like
slaughterhouses.
systematically slaughtered.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And yeah, if I come over and you're like, this is a lion from Africa, I flew over, I'd be like,
Yeah,
bro,
no, that'd be
yo, bro,
pretty-
yo,
that'd be-
yo, bro,
that'd be
yo,
fucked
yo,
up.
bro. But so many people would come over and you're like, I killed a deer last week, and they're like, yo, like, you're an asshole. You're
an
cruel.
Exactly.
And this
That's
is back
where-
to our liberal extremist perspective versus the
Selective.
conservative.
Well, and you
because,
selective
bro,
and
most of my
closed-minded.
life, until I opened my mind up a little bit, I'd be like, hunters are sick fucking people.
Yeah.
And no.
In
Well,
the
that's
you
a
know-
normal thought within the left.
Oh, totally.
It is. It's almost pushed on to be like people that get guns and go kill animals are horrible.
evil. They
Go
could-
home
they
and
could
eat
just be
fucking steak,
vegan.
chicken, and
And
eat sausage for fucking breakfast.
And
And
here's the
pork,
funny
you
part.
know?
So it doesn't work. You can't win almost as a hunter in these battles because they try to get you in it. You will win. I mean, just through smarts and stuff. Like, people start to figure it out. But, like, they'll even say, like, oh, you just want it for the biggest fucking antlers. And, yeah, you want to know why? Because that's the oldest fucking deer that's out there. You want me to kill baby deers
Like
and
the young
baby...
ones?
And it's like, listen, if I'm gonna shoot some and eat it, I want more meat in the fridge.
exactly.
It's that simple. If you're actually providing for people, it's like, what am I supposed to kill? Fuck. And then it's like, it gets even down to like, you know, like, what age is it okay to kill? That shit gets blurry. But, hey, I want a lot of meat. That doesn't get blurry. It's
No.
like, makes sense.
Well, and
I don't want to have to
again, back
kill
in the
5
day,
deer.
5
and
baby
sit out
deers
and-
that could have spawned even 10, 20 more
Yeah.
from their fucking tree.
Well, and
you're
if,
going
like,
to take the
in-
oldest fucking massive
No,
guy.
you're right, because
And
he's
not
only
only that-
got so much life left.
Exactly. He'll either die from disease, being eaten by another animal, or being hunted by us, another animal. It's the same thing.
It's
We're
like you
not
either
animals.
end up in the cycle of life or you end up in the cycle of life. And
Yeah.
one of us, you know what I mean?
Like,
And
there's-
even
there's
if he
no
rots from disease,
escaping it.
bugs will come and eat him. It's like, dude, there's
Yeah.
no argument against that. It's like and especially if you're using the meat, in my mind, there is no argument there. It's like, that is
yeah,
the
and if
most
you use-
cleanest way you could.
you
This
could
thing
use
lived a full
everything,
fucking
too.
life, and then you were hungry and are actually going to use that meat to do something with it. Then by all means, I don't
Well, it's
see
like
anything.
even in modern times, there are tribes in Africa and tribes in South America and different places, and it's like if a kid, it does like talking about the age. If a kid by some luck was able to on his own hunt an adult deer or whatever they have there that they go after, and a kid gets it. They're not questioning whether he was too old for that. They're like, we are celebrating.
They are
this
like,
kid.
we were fucking hungry. Bring that meat
Yeah.
towards me. You
They're
were the
celebrating
man.
the kid.
Double
They're like,
fist
this
bump.
kid is a man. Like, he
Yeah.
is, or what? Yeah.
Or a young boss ass kid, whatever
it's
you want
like
to call
This kid
it.
is like
And
doing it right. Like,
and
he
then-
figured it out.
No, totally.
Then you want to talk about vegetarian, or being a veganism or whatever. It's like, okay, well now you're going to have to do exactly what we're doing with pigs and chickens and cows, but with fucking plants, dude. You're literally gonna take farmland, destroy this soil, sap out every fucking nutritious thing, mineral, everything that's in it.
It's
because
it's just some way or another, like everything we eat from everything came from the sun, whether it's meat or vegetable.
Yeah.
Because at some point that motherfucking deer, plain and simple, was eating grass.
Yep.
But if you're hunting like a predator, you know what I mean? That motherfucker was eating something that ate grass that grew from the sun.
It's like
you know.
And if you don't hunt them, say we're in a society where we didn't hunt these things. Like wild boars are out of control. It's like in California, like they are out of control. We don't hunt them.
Wait, let me tell you guys something trippy. Fucking crazy. So a pink pig, right? They're 600-pound pigs.
yeah,
huge.
Okay, well get this. This is a trippiest fact. Okay, if you put a pink pig back in the wild,
oh, I
It
know.
will grow tusks.
no wait, no. It's 2 generations until it's a boar again.
Oh yeah.
How weird is that?
That's
it's taking
insane.
thousands of years for us to get into a pig. Now this won't happen with anything else. You take a pig, put it in the water. Its babies are kind of hairy. Its next babies, boom,
Full on
full
boars.
tusk, full boar, back. Like something is like we're back in the wild. We need to like change our genetic code. Like we
Again,
need to
yeah.
choose
Shit.
from that genetic code to benefit our offspring.
Yeah.
Well, and
You
so,
know?
but say we
and that's
lived
the
in a
quickest out of all
like
of those
just with
animals.
with the pigs, there are farmers and ranches and stuff where that's what they do. They do grow crops. That's their fucking thing. And boars destroy it. They completely destroy it, and we don't want to.
Boars
hunt
are
them.
fucking sav.
It's like they will destroy all of it. So we can't even live in a world where we all are just vegetarians without just killing these fucking things.
To save having a vegetarian community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it's very interesting because, like, vegetarians will have this attitude: I'm a better person because I'm a vegetarian.
Like, no, you're
No,
just
you're
a more
oftentimes
closed-minded
a
person.
skinnier person, and
Like,
like, you know what I mean? All
you've
these
selected
things.
your thing to be conservative about and close your mind off to.
Exactly, and like for some people, it's like if you really told me I feel better every day just eating vegetables, I can't tell you don't. But if you're telling me I'm a vegetarian just because I hate eating meat because we're murderers,
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, fucking raise Simba. It's a circle of life. Come
Yeah,
on.
dude.
You know what I mean?
totally.
Like this shit, like, it's not like that animal gonna die.
Yeah.
You get it? It don't live forever.
It's
You're
not-
not saving its life. Like,
No.
everything dies. It's either eaten, rots down, or it's eaten by fucking something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Guaranteed. That's life, man.
You know, so what's it better? Like, if I took a bunch of cows and you just watch them die and rot?
Or how about
Yeah.
cows?
What
that
if I could
never-
have eaten that much before, and that energy like makes me? I'm eating in the morning, and when I'm thinking about something smart, that energy that I'm, you know what I mean,
Well, think
digesting,
about-
I come up with a genius idea that saves the world.
Yeah.
Well, and
You
think
know?
about this, like how you feel after you catch a fish. You're like, oh my god, like I didn't just buy this fish in the store. I went out of
I
my
did
way
this.
to go into the wilderness to find this animal, fish it from its. You know what I mean? And it's like it's this weird relationship of respect and like strength and persistency that you were like, I was willing to put myself on the line.
Bro, my
let's say
fucking
that you're-
time to get something to eat. Most of the time, you just need to drive to the fucking store, pick it up. But
Yeah.
you actually want to put your time, your effort, your, you know what I mean, resources on the
Yep.
line to catch more food to eat. And there's
Exactly.
something spiritual
When you
about
respect,
that.
you
We ignore.
you respect
all
the
the
area
time.
that these
And
things
they're missing.
grow in.
Yeah, because
And one perspective that I really didn't think about, and I learned this from a video game, which was kind of interesting, from Skyrim. Shout out to Skyrim, is that there's these. And it sounds pretty corny, but it's like, okay, so there's different races of people on this Earth of Skyrim or whatever, this Earth-like place, and so there's these elven people who are actually so connected with wilderness, love vegetation and fruits and vegetables and trees and livelihood, that they literally love it so much that the only thing they eat is meat to preserve.
oh my god, that's a trip that, like, who the fuck's protecting vegetables?
Exactly.
Because even these days, like, you stick like in a like something that can sense electric currents and you can hear them. They're talking too.
Oh yeah.
You know, these plants are like saying
And
when
they're
they're
alive.
hurt. Like if you start cutting a plant, it's the electronic
telling
signals it
everybody
sends out.
around
Like it's like I'm dying.
Yeah, I'm
That's
dying.
so trippy.
Isn't that nuts?
Tim and Eric moment?
Exactly, man. And so that's where the funniest thing to me is like, oh, if you're such a vegan to the point where you want to save plant lives, then you would eat meat.
And then you're them, and apples are rotting on the ground that are falling from trees that you didn't pick, just like the other way around. Yeah, that's crazy. And you're wasting shit that came from the sun in one way or another because you feel a type of way about it.
Bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just because you feel bad for that thing.
Yeah.
And once you actually do, like, you know, actually, you don't feel like when you kill like even a duck at the smallest, you know, or whatever it is, like you feel for it. You're like, your heart kind of goes out to you. You're like, damn, I just took this thing's life.
Even for a sense, when you club a fish, like you feel it a little bit, but there's a beauty in that. You know what I mean? Because
what's good about
when you
that
just eat a fish from the store, you don't have that moment.
No,
you just throw it on there, sizzle it up, season it up like it's savage. You don't have the moment of like paying respect to it.
We have the ability also to be like. As hunters, there are other things that are hunters. Like bears, they eat things while they're still alive, like ass first. Like they will eat it while it's still living. Chimpanzees do that too. And it's like we have the ability to not only
have sympathy.
We have sympathy for them, but we have so much sympathy that we can give those things the cleanest, quickest death possible.
You're right. It's just fucking imagine someone just eating your organs. Oh,
yeah, exactly. And it happens all the time.
We're not gonna do that.
Dude, killer whales, they'll kill a seal or they'll catch a seal. It's still alive and they'll play with it, dude. They'll throw it in the air, back and forth at each other like they're playing volleyball. And it's like, dude, we can do better than that. We can make this thing dead as soon as we want it. And it didn't go through any pain. It didn't, or if it did, it was just like that. It wasn't like getting your asshole eaten out for an hour and then you die.
With a
you know what I mean?
Or getting so old that you weaken.
Somebody out there's like, oh, I love that.
That's for sure. There are people that are like that, but I'm guaranteeing 95% of hunters, fishermen, and who are ever into that kind of thing, they are all the same. They are not like this.
They don't like torturing animals.
You know what I mean?
Like, well, those guys who hunt like those trophy hunters and stuff, those aren't the same type of people at all.
And that's where like you get a polarized lens, like because you can group any kind of extremist and take the next people doing something similar, if that's wrong or right, and group them into one group. Yeah. But it's like, yes, don't go kill rhinos in Africa because there's not that many left.
There's no use.
If you're gonna go catch your own food and fucking eat it, and someone's gonna call you sadistic for doing it, call them sadistic for eating steak and acting like they aren't hunters.
Just because they're disconnected, they feel like they're better. It's like, no, that's not how this works.
And even to that degree, you'd be like, oh, well, you're a vegetarian? Do you pick your own mushrooms? Do you actually grow your own tomatoes? It's like, well, then you're doing the same thing with commercial cropping. It's the same thing. It's like
it's even emotional. Like when I kicked over a mushroom the other day, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I'm not even eating that, and I feel bad. Like there was a lot of effort into that little mushroom, and I accidentally just squished it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, and that's like hunting for game versus picking it and eating it. But you know, even for like a vegetable, you had that sense of you're ending life because it was reproducing, it was growing.
It would have grown. I mean, it's the thing that will still be around if we ever are gone. Like those things will take over.
No, totally.
Yeah, and bottom line, it's like, would you rather have a pig or let's say a deer or a cow? Let's say, would you rather have a cow live in a concrete fucking habitat exactly body size for its exact size, force fed, never ever got to feel the fucking soil of squishy dirt and grass and never got to graze land? Or would you rather take a bull that you found, a bull calf, or cow, out in the wild that you found, and like, not only, it's not easy either. It's not like you just fucking go to the store.
You're stalking this thing.
Exactly, dude.
It's like an intimate version of actually eating your food versus a disconnected version. You know what I mean?
Big time.
And everyone needs to...
Oh, damn it.
What up? Get the Dutch lens on that shit.
Damn, that was a long time before that thing.
I know, that was weird.
Oh, it's because the gimbal's all done. The gimbal's out of power.
Well, I mean, fuck it. I think we covered a lot of good points.
Yeah, I think that was a good... We still got the recording, so we'll just end it on that.
Audio.
Still got audio?
Yeah. And I'll switch it. Watch, I can do some quick action here.
I mean, nothing wrong with some quick action.
Boom.
Yep.
Then rotate. Boom. Good to go. And then back it up.
Back it up, 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 back it up.
We're back in
She's like,
business.
back it up. You're like, I'm down, Jimmy. I'm like, back it up, back it. You're like, oh my God, we just changed the camera.
Well, look, we're back in business.
Okay, so I think we should end because we're actually doing pretty good on this.
We're on 2 hours,
But
guys.
I think we should end on just our favorite dope ass animal. Let's just savage.
Oh, yeah, since we've been
Like
talking
all
about
of us,
animals,
we get
perfect.
one.
Yeah, we get to pick one. If you could have a giant.
I don't know
version-
why, but I think Ant needs to start this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I want to just copy his
My
animal.
I
favorite.
know.
Those are my favorite animal.
No, favorite, just like the coolest, like craziest, like let's say just like animal you would want on your side in an apocalypse.
Whether you want it on your side, you
oh.
want it in your backyard, whether it's your boy,
I got
you want to
it.
hang out. If it could speak English, just tell me.
I got it.
'Cause I know mine.
Got it.
I got mine
Raven.
too.
Okay.
Raven.
That was
Or
very
crow.
interesting.
Why?
I was not expecting that.
Because they're extremely smart. They can learn. They mourn their own dead, like people do. Like they absolutely will mourn something that in their group that's died. They have they
Feelings.
almost they have feelings. They have almost like tribe type deals where they hunt together. They communicate throughout. But people have used crows in war, as a sort of like a tracker or a warning system.
Oh.
For people approaching and
It's like
stuff.
so hyper intelligent, it actually
it's like
crosses over with humans.
It's
to
like
an extent.
it's like a sentient drone type thing, you know?
Wow, I like that.
And they're sweet. Like they can be sweet on you, dude. Like they're so smart. Like a lot of birds are that way. They're so smart that they'll be sweet on you. Like they love you.
I mean, look at Boppy. He has
Yeah,
trained a
with
little
those-
bird
Oh,
baby to eat
those
out of his
things-
hand, come on his
wild-
shoulder, and
and that's a tiny
that's an
bird.
emotional connection right there
Yeah.
of trust, because like
Big time.
it's supposed to fear animals that big, but once it kind of figure it out with its intelligence, it's like you're benefiting me. You're my
understands.
homie.
You're kind to me. You're not gonna hurt me. You're just trying to feed me.
Raven, very cool. Drew.
Okay. Mine is kind of more, it's definitely more aggressive, but I have a specific defensive tactic when I'm thinking about this. Like if this was like an apocalypse situation.
Drew's like dragon.
No. Alligator snapping turtle. I think that would be the most
we're on a
vicious thing
similar page.
because you would take this thing, okay, let's say I would use it for protective reasons over resources. So like I would leave it in here if this was like our room of like all of our food and stuff like that, and leave them just right on the corner, you know what I mean?
Let him hang.
Let him hang, throw a cabbage in every once in a while. It could get hairy with you, but you would learn out, you would know how to handle
You
it.
get to know each other eventually. It's
Yeah.
like you throw me cabbages, I'm not going to eat your arm.
Exactly. So in any type of a defensive situation, they're small, decently small, but they're sneaky. They're not loud, but that motherfucker could tear your fucking leg off in one snap. That you would know if there was a burglar in your room trying to like steal some money and he didn't know there was a fucking snapping alligator turtle right behind him, right on a butt cheek, just zonk.
Oh, I feel good on a butt cheek. I can see that.
The watermelon crunch, just your ass cheek, just done. I mean, literally, just a mouthful of ass cheek, just out of your fucking.
Jesus, you know what I mean? Where's Jessica Simpson when you need her?
Yeah,
Either
exactly.
way, put a bum. Okay, mine, as you can expect, is a tortoise, because I own
Yep.
two tortoises. The reason I love the tortoise, you know, it's the official Vibers Club member. You know what I mean? It's in its own world with other tortoises. They lived at 260. They have great long-term memory. They dig large holes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Live in the
dude.
hole. Bro, they're from the Cretaceous period where dinosaurs lived. And they were just so deep underground when the meteor hit. They were like, they could survive 6 months to 3 years with no food or water. Think about that. So
you would keep it as more of like a keepsake kind of deal, like it
Well, like
wouldn't.
a-
no, I'd put up a Vibers Club sign, and I'd get a bunch of tortoises, and
dude.
you know they battle within amongst themselves. There's
Yeah,
this
take care of
whole
'em.
they are very conscious. They all have my tortoises have such different personalities. Like my one female tortoise is like an angel. She's just like, and my male tortoise is just scratching on a wall for no reason for an hour. Then I give him lettuce and he's like, I told you I wanted lettuce. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, yeah, dude, and they're like a tradition thing. Like they're
Yeah,
straight up. you
pass
could
them
just-
down from your family. Put some respect on
That's
life
so
and
cool.
and there's they yawn. Just like we yawn. They poop, they pee, they have sex. They notice each other, they know each other, they fight, they you know what I mean? They gang
care
up.
about their space. They care.
Yeah,
about a lot of
just
things.
it's crazy how human they are from hundreds of millions of years
know.
ago. And it kind of humbles you on your perspective of life, where you're like, You know what I mean? It's just cool. You know
And it's
what I mean?
amazing. Like you told me, they have no like real predators. Like
They don't. And the other thing is they're like one of the only like things at the top of a food chain because they're like a moving rock. That's also a storage container. And like if anything comes to attack them, they're like burly scales or someone does. They just pull in and go like this, like, and things are just like. What's happening? Like, I just broke a tooth on this man's shell. Like, their only real predator is fire ants. How funny is that?
Because they're just so damn small.
No, that's like they wander into like a big hole of fire ants, and the fire ants like, get the fuck out of here, and just swarm it. It's like, they can like get through their cracks, which would suck. I definitely, you know what I mean?
Worst way to go.
Yeah,
sure.
but no, the tortoises, they're Vibers Club. They're smart guys. They live forever. I love them.
That's awesome.
They're cute. They're cuddly. They're not cuddly, but they're cool.
Cute. They're cute, and they're fucking just the
snapping
things.
Alligator turtles like almost.
But
like
I like that we were so close.
Oh, I know.
Like,
yeah.
Even though we're on like more the hippie end or the badass end.
Oh, totally.
Turtle and tortoise. They're
Exactly.
gang.
Turtles are fucking. Those turtles are brutal.
That's
dude.
what I mean.
Like, they're assholes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you had, like, you would use him as a defense. Like,
Bro.
he would be, like, your defense, like, alarm. Like, he's silent. He just, like, sees you, like,
Creeps
looking
up
into,
on
like...
ya?
Yeah, like, let's say it's apocalypse. mode and we
Catches
have
you
all-
with the Achilles tendon. Just
my
takes
God.
your whole fucking
Your ankle
foot
would
off.
be gone. Yeah, your whole foot would be
dude.
off. So.
I almost like tortoises were like the reason like you could be feeding them carrots and they'll go. You put your finger. They're like, that's not a carrot, bro. And they won't even bite down. They'll be like.
They're like, no thanks. That's not.
You have
what
to
I want."
like try. You're like carrot finger, and they're like,
They're like, still, like,
I
still
don't
not
eat meat, bro. Like, stop trying to play me right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
All right, I like this.
Right,
I think we
dude.
crushed it.
Yeah,
Dude,
we
we did
good.
2 hours, man. That
Yeah,
was fucking
awesome.
awesome.